So we just got to make sure that we have all the evidence provided so everybody can see exactly what we're talking about, so everybody
Right.
could get to what we see. And so how you say source up, right? You know what I mean? So the source is ready to go. You just muted yourself for some reason.
That's the minimum. Like anytime you do, you got to source up. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, as everybody comes in the room, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna let y'all rock out. You know what I mean? A little music, whatever. As everybody come in.
That's a whole entire fact. So what we are gonna do real quick is we're gonna allow the little thing to do its thing for a minute. We're gonna let it loop twice, all right? Man, salute, salute, salute. Greetings, everyone in the building, man. This is Jamar Milton.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you just stick with that? I would have shut up and you would have let that sound go.
You want the music bite to play? We're not gonna
Yeah,
do that. Let's clap it up though.
there you go. Yeah. Some
So
people might call it unorganized. We just telling you how organic and real we are. We just come with the authenticity. You get what I mean?
you feel me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know what happened. Turn up your mic a little bit. You sound a little far
Can
away.
y'all hear me?
There you go. We see when you're like, can you pick up the mic a little bit,
Oh,
maybe?
okay. Yeah. I don't want it all the way in the screen though. I think we could do.
Yeah, see, I like my mic on the screen. So you could just call me Mr. Amelia in the chat because we are all part of the progress of manifesting a million people in the chat. Like I said, this is Jamar Milton, and we got some actual great content that we're going to provide for you guys today. We're just going to let people come in the building, hit that like button on the way in, no matter where you at. Get in that comment section. Let us know what you think about this content we are providing. See, man.
Super facts. Make sure you smash that like, share, all that notifications. Um, today what we're discussing is pretty self-evident, pretty straightforward, but I
Mhm.
think that it's necessary to go over for several reasons. To kill misconceptions, and just to inform ourselves on what's going on. Because a lot of times, like people talk crazy about Trump in support or to bash Trump, but don't know exactly what he's doing. Like they say he signed some orders, but what exactly did he sign? So I think it's important that we actually pull these things up and see what was signed, so that we can figure out what pertains to us. Love and light, Kenyatta. I see you. A Stack, I see you. Salute to you. Let's take a look and see what this man has done, and let's go through it. Does some of it pertain to us? Does it not pertain to us? I mean, you have to say that for yourself, but at least we can say that we did the due diligence and we took a look to see exactly what work he put in, right? So I think that's major key. You agree, Five?
A whole fact. We're gonna see everything unbiasedly. That's how we
Yeah.
doing this thing, man.
Yeah, let's delve into. 'Cause I see a lot of people saying, what's going on on a blanket statement, but they're not really getting specific. You know what I mean? So I think that we can do this work for ourselves. So we're gonna use our trusty friend here, Chat GPT, and Chat GPT basically put us on to the fact that he signed 55 different orders. 55. That's the first thing, right? Because I heard numbers
And
floating
how many
around.
days in? How many days he's
How
only
many
been
days
in?
in? Let's find out. I don't know. What day did he go
Oh,
in the office? What day was that?
yeah.
What's the exact
The
date?
inauguration wasn't that far away, right?
Let's see.
Let me
Let's
take
see.
off
How
these
many
sunglasses.
days has Trump been
Been in
president?
office?
Let's. I don't remember what day that was. I have
Me
no
neither.
concept of time right now.
Yeah, time don't exist really.
You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Yeah.
February 12th. As of February 12th, Trump has served a total of 1,491 days in office. This includes his first term, including his first term. Okay.
No,
And
without
30
just right
days of
now.
his second term, which began
30
January
days
10th.
in. Yeah, so
30
in 30 days, he did all this. All right,
So
copy.
you know when somebody comes in new, you have a 90-day plan, right? No matter what it is, no matter what job it is, you have a 90-day plan. What are you going to do in your first 90 days in office? I mean, this guy, we saw what he did in his first 90 seconds. That's what we're discussing here. Not even his first 90 days. We're talking his first 90 seconds right now, right? Okay, so realistically, dealing with Donald Trump, we're talking about as soon as he got in the Oval Office, some of the changes that he's made. So let's go to let me get it on screen here so I can pull it up and see exactly the first, like, let's go over like the first 10 and we'll deep dive into those, and we're gonna go through all of them, but some of them we're gonna deep dive into because they do pertain to us and we do have some things that we need to say about them. So let me pull some of these up. I'm going to share my screen, and we could take it from there. If you guys want to comment on it, feel free to do that. We'll have that so you can come up if you do want to chime in on what you're seeing here. If you feel contrary to what we're saying, or if you want to share some of your thoughts, whatever it is. But we're going to go ahead and go into that now. All right. So as of February 11th, 2025, President Donald Trump has signed several executive orders addressing various policy areas. Below is a summary of some of the most recent orders. First and foremost, federal workforce reduction initiative. This was signed on February 11th. The objective mandates federal agencies to collaborate with a task force led by Elon Musk to plan significant reductions in the federal workforce and limit new hires. Exceptions are made for positions related to immigration and security. Okay, key provisions are agencies are permitted to hire no more than one employee for every 4 who leave. Okay, and agencies must identify components or entire agencies that could be eliminated or merged due to non-essential functions. Okay, and the exemptions are positions critical to national security, public safety, law enforcement, and immigration enforcement are exempt from these reductions. Okay, and it shows you the source there, Reuters, okay, which is important. You need to know where these sources are coming from so that we're not just out here guessing, right? Okay, so we've seen this roll out very, very quickly. We've seen Elon Musk get his hands dirty very, very quickly dealing with this, with Doge. Yeah. Hopefully some of you guys have invested in Doge because you got about 4 years of them playing around. So you should be having some monies in there if you don't know anything about stocks and okay, and trading. You should be jumping into there and seeing what's going on with it. At least keep your eye on it. But President Trump immediately, the first thing was he had an initiative in reference to the reduction of the federal workforce. We've seen him propose some of them be able to get $1 million or $2 million to leave, right? For me, it's basically it sounds like he's trying to clean up house. He doesn't want the house to get destroyed, but he wants to make sure that he's cutting the grass low and that so that the snakes will show. Does that sound like what you're seeing here, Fifth? Like we're going to reduce it, but we have regulations on how people are going to do this too as well. They're permitted to hire no more than one employee for every 4 who leave. Right? So he wants it downsized for whatever reason. He feels that people are being paid either too much money or at all for jobs that they're either not doing or things that we don't need. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like there's been years and years of things that he's peeped. Because remember, he went into office, then left the office, and now he's coming back. When he went into office, he started raising a lot of red flags, right? He started whistleblowing immediately. Y'all remember that? And they tried to impeach him to get him on out of there, right? Now going back into it, he knows, okay, we have people who agree with me. I need to go in and clean house because this can potentially backfire if we have those cancers moving around the office. Does that make sense? if we have cancers of people who are being paid, all they doing is voices, they're not really doing no work. They just talking and disturbing the energy. We need to get them out of here. And as a matter of fact, for every 4 that we get out of here, we only bringing 1 back. Why? Because we need to sift through and we need to make sure that they are, let's say, qualified for the position. We're not just going to be hiring a whole bunch of people and then try to sift them out. No, let's get quality people in here. Does that make sense? We're talking about the highest levels of occupation here in America would be a government job, right? So I think the criteria should be higher than if you're hiring somebody for Target or Walmart or something like that. You would think that the criteria should be better than what we have here, especially if they're going to be in office for a long period of time. You hear what I'm saying here? Okay. So that's what I'm seeing, what he's doing right out the gate. That's what I'm seeing. What are you seeing, Fifth?
I see it like, excuse me. First off, we want to say thank you for that. That was a nice in-depth detail what you just, and I know that's just the beginning. Look, a stack agrees with you. A stack is like 100. He all the way with you. So check it. I tell people, take the personal away. You got to look at America the way he's looking at it, like it's a corporation. So if you see a corporation that has potential to make a lot more income than it is doing, the first thing you want to look at is asset liability. How much money's going out? How much money's coming back? Where the money that's going out, where is it going? And is it going to where it's supposed to go? And part of that deal is if I'm helping this other country in a financial way, as part of the bargaining, they helping back in a different manner. Are they fulfilling their side of the deal? How much money's coming in? How much is going out? You want to take asset liability, right? When you're doing these things, so when we're doing these things, you got to understand that you're going to take account for what's happening. So like he said, last time he was in office, he probably seen shit like $5,000 for 1 pencil. You know what I'm saying? We reacclimating these, like, hold up, a pencil don't cost that much. You get what I mean? Like, if I was in this position, I would actually be doing this much work. If you're at the office for 10 hours, why are you only producing an hour and a half worth of work? This is the case. If we got 10 people doing this, we can minimize this down to 3. So now what people are not getting is that basically this is money that's coming out of taxpayer dollars that's going to a place that it shouldn't be going to. Now what I'm guessing what he should be doing is reallocating that money back into us, back into ours, which is going to reflect into your pocket. But first he has to make sure who's doing their job. He don't want to get rid of positions that people are actually doing what they got to do, and what positions are inflated. You get what I mean? It's like you want to take out the lard and leave the muscle. Pause. So he's trying to remove all the lard out. Like, no, you don't belong there. No, get out of here. Get out of here. You know how people say, oh, I'm not in the rush. We're getting paid by the hour. You know, people have that state of mind. Well, okay. Well, the taxpayers is who's paying this hourly wage. And he's like, no. We're going to allocate this money in the right way where it's supposed to go and the amounts that it's supposed to go. Because if you're not doing 10 hours worth of work, you're not going to get 10 hours worth of pay. So, and that's just the first step. But which one do you want me to? Is this one of the things you want me to put up there? Oh, you're muted, bro. I don't know what's
sure. So what I'm saying is, like, when you look at it, right? If somebody comes in and his job is to audit, right? Anytime somebody's auditing, that means that funds are being allocated in spaces that they should not be. You know what I'm saying? That's clear, cut and dry what it is. And when that happens, you could expect people who are in that space to get nervous and start chopping away. The last thing they want is an audit. You see what I'm saying? Now, just think about this, right? Why would anybody, especially people like the IRS, right? We just found out the dude from the IRS just resigned today. You talking about people that literally their job is to audit people every year. That's their job. They audit people. Why would they be afraid of anybody auditing them? Let it marinate. Just let it marinate for a minute, right? That's like internal affairs stepping into a police station. You understand? That's what you're seeing. Donald Trump and Elon Musk represent internal affairs. They're walking into the police precinct saying, you know what? We're getting a lot of reports here, and the people aren't happy. They're saying there's corruption going on in here. You see what I'm saying? We might need to take a look and see what's going on. If nothing is going on, you got nothing to worry about.
No, hold on, wait, stop right there. Yeah, damn it, my bad. I spoke too soon. Let that bomb go. No, I want that bomb to go.
You got nothing to worry about.
So now right there, right? The only people that should be worried are the people that's doing foul stuff, are the people that's doing the illegal shit. Because if you're on the right side, all you're going to say is, you're going to look at them and say, yo, what took you so long?
Bring it on.
What took you so long? Hurry up and get these other dudes. So like what I'm saying is, if let's say you're on a team, right? If you're the ninth man on the bench, you're about to get cut.
Right.
The starters are happy. The starters are like, yo, upgrade the bench, bro. What are you talking about?
I ain't worried.
The bench, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just bounce, man.
Like, just jump into the bomb on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to see this, play devil's advocate and see this another way, but it's like, it's pretty clear, cut and dry. Like, nobody should be upset at an audit. You might get upset at somebody like, maybe just jumping in and firing people, but the audit shouldn't make you nervous. That's the checking to see who's who.
No, well, the audit is more or less like, where's the money going? Is it going where it's supposed to go? Right. So now, if you know a rapper, there's rappers that said they had to audit their own record labels and they found money that wasn't even, you get what I'm saying? So an audit, so basically, check this out. Imagine you invested $1 million into a company and you're like, hold on, bro. I don't think my money went. Let me audit you to make sure you put my money where you said it was going to go. So the only person that would be mad is the person that did something that they said they were supposed to do with it. Like, yo, you showing me who you are, bro. As soon as they walk in the building, oh, this nigga nervous, follow him. Follow the money.
But if you didn't steal the bread, it's not an issue. Like, it should not be nothing because you didn't steal the bread. It's light work.
Or eat from it. Eat from it. If you didn't benefit from it at all, it's not a problem. So when we're seeing money being allocated in other directions and we're seeing that American people are suffering, we're seeing that we're still in a crazy deficit. The gross national debt is still going up. Nothing's changing. And we're seeing our infrastructure. Just look at our country, look at our continent compared to all the other continents as far as terms of technology and our advancement. We've watched new places come up and rise and go past us, like Dubai and all these different places. Japan's technology is insane. You understand what I'm saying? Why aren't we on that level, but we pop so much stuff as American people, like we are the upper echelon of all cultures? Yo, have you heard about that country that's building everything in a line?
In a line?
The whole society is going to be like a wall. It's going to be like a 10-mile straight line. The whole city.
That's interesting.
You know how over here everything is left to right? Well, over there it's going to be a line. It's like two walls on either side, and it's however wide it is, but it's like a straight line, and it's going to go like 10 miles or 20 miles, that's however. Crazy. And all the houses. But mind you, this is over there. This is one of them countries that got mad bread, like Dubai or something, somewhere out there where they got mad money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, how come we don't have? Why do we don't have mad money? Like, we should not be in debt. America should not be in debt. And I think that what Trump and Elon is doing is they're just going in and they're cleaning up house very, very early. And they're preparing themselves for people that's going to bring the pushback because it's coming. They're going to try to impeach him again, like he's doing something totally illegal and totally wrong. But it's like, no, you got to fight some crime sometimes with a tougher strength in crime. Like, you probably have to go out of the lines a little bit. And that's what I think that I'm seeing here for that first joint. So let's move on to because there's a lot here. So I want to go to the next one. This one was really weird to me, but not so weird if you know what's up. So, reinstatement of plastic straws. The objective is to reverse previous brands on plastic straws, citing concerns over the functionality and cost of paper alternatives. Key provisions eliminates the use of paper straws in federal buildings and imposes a 25% tariff on aluminum and steel imports. What do you think about that? What is the big deal about the plastic straws versus the paper ones?
Well, who's the company who owns the straws? How about that?
We
Can
might
go
need to
there?
look into that. Reinstatement of plastic. Did you find that he
Who got
signed
these
it on February
contracts?
10th?
It might not even be the company. It might be the person who owned these contracts too.
Mhm. So I'm trying to figure out how imposing a 25% tariff on aluminum and steel
Yeah.
imports correlates to this.
I was gonna say that because I know a lot of steel in Pittsburgh. That's like a real steel city. If you've ever been to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
I'm a Steeler fan. I've been there a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a steel city for real. But what
For
does that have to
real,
do with
for real.
straws?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get the core. That's why I mean, is it the same company or does the same person own these contracts? Come on, enlighten us, my guy. Well, how many you want me to keep going with the questions? We can
Pull
keep
it up.
hold on. Let me take this off about this. I'll
Let's see
take this
this.
off screen, keep asking you questions.
This is the
Hold on.
Huffington Post. The Huffington Post. Let's see if we go into it. I wonder if we go into
So
it.
what people don't get is this. You see how we coming at this? People like to assume how we're gonna do this, and people don't get that when you got two thoroughbreds in here, we just all we gonna do is bring you the best of content in a perfect way.
We're gonna look at
You know
the.
what
We're
I'm
gonna ask
saying?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, we're gonna do all that. Let's get it, man. How you say that? If you got a question or any sort, if you have anything you want to chime in, if you want to add to the topic at hand, maybe you think there's something we're missing. Let us know, man. Because it's 34 people on both chats, man. Hit that like button,
We
get in
got them
that
all
comment
listed, so we
section.
don't go on nation. All right.
Let's get it.
All right. So the correlation between the tariffs on aluminum and steel lies in their shared impact on trade, domestic industry, and global supply chains. Here are the key connections. Trade perfectionism. Tariffs on both metals aim to protect domestic manufacturers from foreign competition, particularly from China and other low-cost producers. By imposing duties, the government seeks to reduce reliance on imports and boost domestic production. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. Okay. So we don't even have to go through all this. I already see what it is now. It just connected the dots for me. All right. So basically by putting the plastic straws back into place and putting the tariffs on China, he already knows, like, by putting that in place, what the results are. He's playing chess because he knows by putting the plastic straws back in there and saying, okay, we're not doing the paper stuff no more. We're banning those. We're going to do the plastic stuff. It's going to force people to go overseas and utilize China's resources for whatever it is that we need when it comes to that. So he's putting a tariff on that. So that if they do that, it's 25% more. He's basically covering 25% of income ground on that we didn't normally have. It was just, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, that's a pretty easy play. I just didn't see the correlation between the two, or is it the factories or what it was between the steel and the plastic. Now, one thing that I will say, which is a good thing about this that deals with health, is that those paper straws are not good for you. The paper straws, they are held together by some sort of like glue that when you drink whatever it is that you're drinking through these paper straws, you're also intaking that glue. So you may want to take a look at that to see how these straws are put together, the paper straws. There's a reason for him doing that. If you've ever had a paper straw, if you ever go into like what do you call that, tropical smoothie or whatever, they actually have edible straws too. But the paper ones in particular,
Edible straws? So you eating straws out here, bro?
yeah, they actually have edible ones where they're made out of they're in the shape of a straw. They last a lot less time than the paper ones and the plastic ones, but they're supposedly edible. I've had them once or twice, but I don't really like to deal with it because I don't know what,
So
what
you saying that our cousins are out there eating paper straws, bro?
No, not paper straws. They're edible straws. They're not made of paper.
Edible straws.
Two
My
different, yeah,
bad.
there's three
Edible
different
straws.
ones. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
The paper ones is bad though. The paper ones I can't really rock with because after a while, if you ever had a paper straw, it's paper. Paper and liquid don't mix. After a while, it's gonna get flimsy and it's just like
Unless you have some type of layer in between the paper and the liquid, and this
they're
is
gonna
what you're
have to
talking
put
about now.
something on it. They're gonna have to spray something on it, and we already
Have to
know
put something on it.
it ain't gonna be, nothing good for you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're using to, they get soggy, right?
They get soggy, yo.
So you already know what that's hitting for. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good thing that he's getting that out of there.
None of them are healthy.
Yeah, I don't think that is healthy at all. I've never seen any type of layout for them being healthy for us. So I think that's a good thing. I'm going to give him definitely a ding on that one. That we need to get that up out of there. So let's go back. Let's go back. So many things here that this guy did, and very, very quickly. We only covered 2 of them so far. Recognition of 2 genders. This is an obvious win. This is an obvious win because it was getting out of control, y'all, with the genders. I gotta say, man, like it was getting way. I'm sorry. You know, so I don't, you know, some people gonna get upset at this, but I really don't care. The gender thing was getting way out of control. That led to the whole pronoun thing, his, hers, us, we. It just got real crazy to where you didn't even know how to even talk to anybody anymore. It was like, yo, like I gotta observe your pronouns and all this crazy stuff. Like it just got really out of control. I think that this was a good thing. Narrowing it down. At the end of the day, you either can conceive and give birth to a child, or you can't. Pretty much, you know what I mean? You're either male or female. That's all. So, you know, I already know what 5 stand on this one, so we could probably just go to the next one. Let's see. Unleashing prosperity through deregulation. Let's delve into this. Aims to reduce federal regulations that are viewed as burdensome to economic growth and innovation. Okay. Key provisions. Instructs agencies to identify and eliminate regulations that hinder economic growth. Promotes innovation and global competitiveness by reducing regulatory complexities. All right. So something like this, right? This is the only thing. This on this one, I have to take it with a grain of salt. Playing devil's advocate because, you know, it's subject to approval as to what would or would not hinder economic growth. I think that both presidencies differ in terms of view as to what the issue is. What I will say is we can't keep doing what we've been doing, thinking that we're not going to keep getting what we've been getting. You know what I'm saying? So what I think is super important is that we make sure that we monitor this very, very well. That we don't just allow anything to happen or anything to be labeled as something that is a hindrance to economic growth. We have to be able to see that with transparency that is hindering us. And I do like the way he's approaching it right now because that's what he's doing. He's approaching it in a way to where he's providing transparency that we've never seen before between all different governments, between all different, I should say, parts of government, right? Since Elon Musk has come out here with Doge, we have not seen ever in our lives the IRS be audited. We've never seen anybody even talk about going up into the Pentagon and seeing what's going on and how they spending money and where the funds.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, go right ahead.
So I know, hold up. Let me just, I want to correlate this the right way. So not only is he auditing the people that's supposed to keep track of this shit, he's making sure that the market is going to be good for American people to actually profit on the money they already have. Am I listening to you correctly? That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So he's making sure that the market is going to be correct so American people can actually profit from the money that they're going to invest in, or maybe it's your retirement funds, whatever it is that people are into. However diverse it's going to be, from crypto to everything. And he's making sure that the American machine, that the money's being allocated to the right locations. Because what I like to say is, let's say your yard is full of snow, or your grass has to be cut. And you say, nah, I'm going to look over to my neighbor's yard. Say, yo, you want help with your yard? And you don't even care for your own yard. Because you have places like Michigan that still need clean water. We still got places in our own backyard that need us. So you got all these places in America, all these neighborhoods and cities and counties that actually need help with all their different things. You get what I'm saying? So it's like all this money is where this stuff should actually be going to. And it's like the more way we go, the more way we go by investing into our own people, into our own lands, into our own taxpayers' pockets, this is how you get more money in your pocket, because you're just so used to looking at an establishment taking from you, taking from you, taking from you, that you don't even realize that this establishment is actually going to give you something back. It's actually going to put more, that power of the dollar is going to go back into your pocket now. You get what I mean? Like your dollar is going to go further like the way it used to before. That's what people don't get. We're going back to that time. And these other people, like we said, a lot of these all right, I don't know how crazy you want me to spin out, but I'm gonna spin it out, bro. A lot of these presidents prior to Trump being in office was all related, bro. All these presidents have the same person, the same ancestor, right? So now, if they're all allocating this money to go over, yeah, that's why I said everybody before Trump, up until Trump, everybody the first time around, they were all related. So now, if all of these presidents are allocating all this American money to go overseas to get spread out by whatever companies are owning all these different nations, right? Now you get a president that's not related to them saying, well, hold up, why is all this money going out there? Now all the Americans like, oh, you going crazy. And he like, yo, it's your money that's being spent. It's not my money.
Right.
That's what people, you get what I'm like, people, he's trying to make sure that your money is going where it's supposed to go, and y'all are getting mad at him.
Right.
Like, am I tripping?
Right. No, you're not at all. You know, and that's just simply because they don't know how the game is being played. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who's pulling the strings and why your rates are the way they are. They don't know why America is so far behind the rest of the economic world. They don't know. You know, all they're looking at is, you know, the position that they're in. That's it. They're not looking at the overall and the collective. See what I'm saying? So he's attacking everything that needs to be attacked. You know, you just have to make sure that however he's doing it right now, that he keeps that same energy. Does that make sense? Because depending upon, you know, people, the red flags that they say about Donald Trump is that he tries to protect his own self-interest, which I ain't mad at. Like, you don't become the president of the United States and just forget about you all of a sudden. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm not with that. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't worked that hard to come all the way up there and be like, everything that I'm interested in, I ain't worried about that. That's just saying me. I ain't doing that. So, you know, his own personal interest as far as getting rich and getting paid, hey, I ain't mad at that. He got to maintain, he got to do it. That's what got him there in the first place anyway. So, right? So
the bell right there.
Right?
The bell.
I mean, right? Had he not been protecting his own self-interest and getting his bread, he wouldn't even be where he's at right now. That's a fact. It's money, power, and respect. Let's talk about it. I mean, he got the money and he got the power, and now you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that. At his come up, we all know, you know, who this guy is. We all know how he started. He was a real estate dude. That's what it was. So I don't expect him to be the greatest of politicians, because that's not what his thing is. Okay? So that's just me. Some people, you know, I get it. You want a politician, a lifetime long politician. I believe in the American dream. I believe in the guy that's coming from off the corner that don't know nothing about politics, becoming the president of the United States. That's what America is to me. Saying we tired of seeing the same old, you know, white dudes getting put in positions that they're not even qualified for. Because guess what? Being a politician all your life doesn't make you qualified, because you're disconnected from the everyday person. You understand what I'm saying? I would expect the everyday person, the one that understands running a business, the one that understands socialism, things of that nature, you know, coming from the bottom and working your way up. I understand that. So I like that. At the end of the day, yeah, Donald Trump wasn't born poor, but when we're talking about politics, he definitely worked himself up from the bottom and got it out the mud, because he didn't start off as a politician, and that's a fact. It's a fact. I've never seen no election so one-sided like that for somebody that wasn't even a politician. So with that being said, enough of blowing the Trump, you know what I'm saying, the horn. We just stating facts, right? We stating facts. So let's keep it pushing. Next, the rescission of harmful executive orders and action. That's basically what you're seeing right now. He feels that a lot that's going on is harmful. So he also, he rescinded rather, several things that the Biden administration had put out. Should we pull that up?
It's whatever you want.
Exactly did Trump rescind from the Biden administration. I want to see what comes up through Chat GPT, because basically he took back a lot of things that Biden had put in place. Okay. He rescinded several executive orders. Artificial intelligence regulation. Oh, AI regulation. How do y'all feel about that? Should AI be regulated? That's the big one. Peace to Golden Key. We see you. Golden Key, reach out, man. You said he was going to reach out. I was waiting for your text. Hit me up in the gram.
So do you remember the first time he was around, the first thing he did too, when he saved all them people's jobs? You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
He be batting 1,000 the first few weeks in office, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Looking at this, let me just read through this. President Trump revoked President Biden's October 2023 executive order that sought to mitigate risks associated with artificial intelligence. The original order required developers of high-risk AI systems to share safety test results with the United States government before public release. Now, this is odd to me, because what it's showing to me is that the American government somehow, okay, I got you. I'm gonna check it out. The American government somehow has become an enemy to advanced technologies, considering like AI. When did that happen? Why is that so? That the president needs to come in and say we need to take off the fact that they need to share their safety test results. Why don't we want to share that information with the government?
You don't know what happened a few weeks ago?
You tell me.
Oh, I did a whole live on it. A couple of things happened with that AI shit. So with the open AI, right? So first off, the dude that was running it, he quit, right? Then they hired the next dude. The next dude unalived himself like a day later. Then it publicly came out like that open AI and learned and figured out how to clone itself, like how to fix it, how to make another one of itself when it isn't even supposed to have the knowledge to be able to do that. It doesn't have none of the programming to do that. It's not even supposed to know that it can do that.
Right.
So once all that shit started jumping off, now it's like, well, hold on. So basically, if you knew they had to give you an inkling that this could happen, why didn't you share that? It's basically, so what else are you hiding? That was one of them type of things. What else are you hiding? Why do we even have to do this? Should have been public. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you have some different or more in detailed information.
So from what I understand about AI, like I'm literally the first hip hop artist to do an AI video. Shout out to your boy. Literally, me and Lord Jamaar. Build or Destroy. Check that out on YouTube. Shameless plug. So I do know a little bit about AI. And what I do know about AI and infrastructure and the systems is it only can do what you give it to build upon, right? So by regulating it, it's kind of slowing down its growth, because AI was kind of meant to be that infrastructure where any and everybody could go in there, build on it. I guess it depends on what degree that they're regulating it. Like, what do they mean by regulating it? Are we talking about censorship here? Are we stopping it from doing certain functions? I would really need to see specifically what the regulations are. Do John Christian for saying that. Said Build or Destroy is a sick AI video. I appreciate it. What regulations are they putting on AI? Do you have to have certain credentials to use AI? Like, what specifically are we talking here? And why did he make it so that high risk AI symptoms? So I think the key word here is high risk AI systems. High risk, meaning things that potentially deal with maybe life and death situations.
Or high information, high valued information.
High value information.
So now hold on. So when you're saying why, right? Let's say I'm a special kind of brain class with knowledge, right? And I create a program for AI to just run along all type of financial institutions and break into them and figure out whatever I.
Wait, so
You,
this now is
you
making
get what
sense.
I'm
Now it's making
saying? You get what I'm
this is why
saying?
we gotta have these discussions. Okay, because yes.
You see what I'm
Now it
saying?
clicked. It just clicked.
You get that's just one of them. I can go ahead.
Yeah, because if you have Eli in there doing what he needs to do, of course he's using AI to figure out where the money going, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Yo. And if you share the test results to the government, right, they now have a one-up on what's going on if you can't release it to the...
And then they can do what they normally do, and they can patent it and make their own version of it. Like they know. Go ahead, bro.
They could take the information, come up with a greater technology to trump whatever AI system you built, so that people now can't even see the real information. You know, they can filter it to where you can see fake information, and they got the real information, like for real. Do y'all know how in depth the American government is? So understanding that is major key, and we just put that together right now. We can see the play. He doesn't trust the government at all. He doesn't trust them.
That's what Tesla was saying.
Yeah,
that their government is coming behind him, and stealing his shit. Putting crazy rules, censoring him in a way that they're taking shit. That some agents were actually going into his labs and actually stealing physical stuff as well.
Wow,
you are correct. It's a bunch of crazy shit, bro.
To this day,
they still doing the same stuff, man. So he peep game. Trump he's playing chess, man. We seeing what's going on, but something funny is going on in that government. I mean, we already see they tried to kill him twice. You know what I mean? That ain't no secret. So you know,
unalive.
Yeah, like they try to unalive him twice. So we can't act like, I mean, that they good people. All right.
Well, hold on. He's the only president that the first time around, you colored people, we should have voted for him because he was racist. This time around, he wasn't racist. You were so he went on both sides. First, he was being accused of hating colored people. Then he loved colored people too much. Damn, bro, you couldn't pick a side. They trying to hedge their bets, yo. Any reason not to vote for somebody who's actually gonna put? So this is what I tell people, bro. Back in the day, your hater was one vision. He didn't want you to live. He didn't want you to survive. He didn't want you to level up. Nowadays, that type of thinking gets shunned. This is how the new hater thinks. The new hater don't care if you level up. They just don't want you to level up past them. That's how the new hater is. Like, I don't care if you get to level 10. I'm on level 11. As long as you don't pass me, I don't care.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now the people know that shit about to change, bro. You were not a millionaire before you got into politics. How are you a millionaire now?
Yeah.
Where does money come from?
And I found that out. I figured that out for those who don't know. So how these people become millionaires when they go into this deals with the stock market. These people have one-ups on the plays before they roll out. They can tell what companies are going to prosper and what companies are going to fail futuristically because of the inside leads that they have. And they're not allowed to disseminate this information to the public because that's illegal. But they can most certainly align themselves and put themselves in position to where their stock portfolios are always going to be progressive and they're always going to be vertically integrated to where the country's going. So understanding that is major key. Not having to share the different systems of what we see going on if we're using AI to calculate that, because they're doing that now. They're using AI trading. Not having to share the information of these systems to the government is now putting power back in the hands of the people. Do y'all see that? Because now we on the same playing field. Their portfolio ain't stronger simply because they got insider information. Now we all in the same boat.
They controlling the game. They're the ones controlling the market. It is them. It is them. They're the one. They're the ones that's, for a retrospect, or more localized. Let's say you're the one that owns all the franchises in your city. You're the one that owns all the McDonald's, Burger King, Popeye. You own all of it. So it don't matter if they go here, over there, what commercial you're promoting, because you own it all. You're the one that controls it. You're moving the pieces.
Right.
That's why I try to tell people, a lot of us, we try to, when you're trying to level up and you're trying to think outside the box, you gotta, if it's a chessboard right now, they're using us as chess pieces. You gotta think of yourself as the player, not the piece on the board.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm trusting him on this one because I know in the past that's what it's been. You know, they've been insider trading and they haven't been putting us into the game. Okay. Somebody said something about Martha Stewart. Shout out to Isis CC. He just posted.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, Martha Stewart went to jail for that. We see the lay people, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But it shows you that there are certain stars, people who know people, they can get access to the insider trading, to what trades to make on the inside because they know people that work in government and they can make the right plays. You know what I'm saying? With their millions or billions of dollars, whatever they have, they can make the right.
Well, hold on, because let me take this off the screen. Hold on, because you're gonna make me pull up a video. All right, so there's a whole video already on the internet about what you're just talking about. How on the floor of the market that they're actually doing something that's illegal. That only if you're on the floor you can do it. But they tell you to do the moves they're doing. You got to wait like 80 something days or 60 something days, but they can make the moves right there in the moment. And they were like, yo, bro, how is it possible that you don't make the law? You're not a cop. You're not a sovereign citizen. You're none of that, but you have the right to do this. And your whole job, this whole entity, this whole system is predicated on doing illegal actions that's benefiting who?
Right. Who's the benefit?
Who created, all right, the person who created this entire platform to do this on, how did they create this? How are they benefiting from? How are we not noticing that? And how long this has been going on? Fact. You get what I'm saying? How many other people are behind this? Go ahead, my brother.
No, keep going. I'm about to see if I can pull up this.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is that this is a platform that this is being taken care of, right? And all these people, these stock traders, that are running this market, the trades that they're doing allegedly, the way it's being done and the time is being done, is supposed to be illegal. Because if you do the same type of thing, so Martha Stewart did. That's like if somebody tell you, yo, bro, this shit about to go down, and I'm like, yo, Jamaar, take your bread out of that. Take your bread out of that account, bro. That shit about to go down, and I go to jail for telling Jamaar to save his money. That's what that is. Insider trading. They're telling you, yo, this shit's about to go down. Yo, bro, let me do you the favor and I'm out of here, bro. Get up out of this shit. And she went to jail for that.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody trying to help you save your money, go to jail for helping you save your money.
Yeah. Because you have some information that somebody else doesn't have. Right. And essentially that information wasn't supposed to be leaked. Nobody should have known that so that they could have a heads up on the play. I have the same thing with my company. There's a certain downtime to where we can't trade because they released the financial statements for our company and we have the information. So we have a dark time where we're not allowed to trade during that time. You can't even log into your, you know what I'm saying, your Charles Webb or whatever, Charles Schwab, and try to move anything around. They won't let you. No access. But these guys are able to do whatever they want to do. So he's putting an end to that by making this play, which I think is pretty dope. Let's keep going. Okay. Ending illegal discrimination and restoring merit-based opportunity. Aims to eliminate unlawful discrimination and promote merit-based opportunities with federal agencies. I think that this is important. Because I think we can all relate to people who end up in positions higher than us that are unqualified, that didn't put in the work that you put in. Right? I think, right? Like you ever been on a job and you've been working there, I don't know, 5-6 years, and all of a sudden this new white boy or this new white girl come in and now she's your new manager and you've been working there for 5-6 years. You know everything about the job and she don't know nothing about the job. He don't know nothing about the job. You damn near teaching them how to do this. You ever had that going? Trauma.
I just got a
question.
question.
To get pretty emotional about this.
I got one question. I just
many,
got one
many
question.
times.
If you're flying a plane, I mean, if you're on a plane and you're taking a flight from over here to East Coast to Africa, right? You got two choices. You got a brand new pilot or a pilot that's been doing it for 20 years. Who you want flying you across?
Right. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But we've seen time and time again, people who are unqualified, who haven't had any type of merit or accomplish anything, come in and take over situations they know nothing about. And the ones who really put in the work, who got the merit, who got the stripes on their shoulders and the patches, they get overlooked and they just become powerful pawns for the most part. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. T. Cobbin said Matthew Chikabutso of Zimbabwe with microsonic energies technology has created cars that run off radio frequencies. Major.
What? I've never heard of no shit like that. That's why I posted that comment, because that shit might distract us a little bit. But if that is true, you know what type of increase in technology us as people are going to be in 20, 30 years from now?
Yeah.
Because it's like the type of stuff that's out there that we don't even know about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like what we're saying. He is doing all of this because we're going to bring this right back up. If you want, you can zoom in a little bit more. You can zoom in a little bit more. Because imagine that, bro. Imagine you're about to take a 90-hour flight. Do you want somebody to be their first flight flying you on an 18-hour flight or a 13-hour flight?
Right.
Like that would be the illest shit. So when you be like, yo, but all right, just put it like this. Imagine your whole family's on the plane. Who do you want being the pilot, bro?
Right.
That's end this discussion. That's how I feel, right? Some examples don't need a lot of examples.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I know what it is, B. You know what it is. So what's the next one you want to get?
You want somebody with experience in that position. That's pretty clean cut and dry, right?
Exactly.
Defending women from gender ideology extremism and restoring biological truth to the federal government. Summary rescinds previous orders related to gender policies and dissolves the White House Gender Policy Council. Okay, so the key word here is when they're saying extremism. Okay, and like I said, we're gonna play devil's advocate too. We have to figure out what is extreme. One of the things that I feel is extreme is when you have like all these different gender roles, which she was taking care of, right? But now he's specifically talking about women, as far as their gender ideology, extreme. Like you're either a man or a woman, pretty much is what he's saying. Restoring biological truth. He's dealing with biology when it comes to the identification of what is a woman or not. You understand? That's pretty basic. And to have that in place, I think is major key, because it wasn't in place. It wasn't written in stone, and people were just doing whatever. Like when you don't have these laws written out, when you don't have these things, it's like set in stone. Like, nah, you're either man or a woman. Like people will take it to a whole different extreme and start saying, well, I'm an alien from outer space. I don't identify with being human. Okay, like where did you come from, bro? Like who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna play with it. Let's deal with the biology and leave it there, because the biology tells us who you are not. At the end of the day, if you're a woman, there are certain things that you can do. If you're a man, there are certain things you can and cannot do. That's just what it is. So
even with the criminal aspect, though, even with the prosecution on the criminal aspect, the laws are a little bit different when you're assaulting a man and when a man is assaulting a woman. And you kind of want that in place. You don't want men just running around hitting violently, being towards. You don't want that. Come on, man. Who wants that? You always want that law to prosecute a man more for being violent and abusing a woman. You know what I mean? But how are you going to know if she's a woman if she identifies as a he? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work, bro? How does that? If it's a he, what bathroom are you using?
Where are we going with that? So that basically what this doing is this is taking care of people when they see somebody who's clearly looking like a woman and you call them miss or ma'am. You're not held to any litigations other than that, because you identified her biologically as being a woman, or you identified him biologically as being a man. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's telling you that biology is where we're going to draw the line at, right? Not your mental state. Mm-hmm. Or your emotions today. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important to draw.
Because hold on, we could go a little bit further. If that is the case, right? If we're gonna go there with it, then we're gonna go all the way with it, right? And we're gonna do it right now. I identify as a quadrillionaire, so that shit better be in my bank account right now.
Right. There
Right
should
now.
be a prerequisite for that. Like you can't say that unless you have, because before that, anybody could say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now you can't do that. No, it's merit based, bro. Show us some proof. Everything is gonna be you gotta show us something.
Imagine. Yeah, so now a bigger, a more extreme circumstance.
Mhm.
Imagine a UFC fight where a dude identifies as a woman and he's fighting an actual woman. Imagine how he's gonna break her whole bone structure. He's gonna break all that, bro. And people are like, okay, well, let your daughter go in there and fight with somebody that's really a dude and identifying with a woman. And when she come out that match, you listen to her. And if you don't, you get in there with him then. So you can see the difference. Because remember the movie back in the day, that's what it reminds me of. Remember Joanna Man?
Yeah, Joanna Man. I remember that.
It's just like that. Remember, it was him dressing like a chick in the women's NBA, playing ball, but to the extreme. That's a whole fact.
Right. Before I move on, Rick Wisdom said, I think it's a dope ass quote. He said, "That's a lifesaver because as a manager, they will call HR on you quick for not addressing their pronouns." Right. So literally, you can definitely lose your job simply by addressing somebody under the old way, simply by making a common mistake. You didn't know that this person clearly looks like a dude, but he identifies as a female, and you said, "Yo, what up, bro?" And now you in HR. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Like that you can't.
So if I didn't say nothing, I could be here because I discriminated. So because I said I'm still here.
Still here. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's all sorts of issues that this is Democratic Party shit, man. This is stuff we cannot, just leave a loose end on and let people do whatever. A trans man did beat a woman in the boxing ring, was so angry. Yup, and they rekindled. Is it rekindled or rescinded? Anyway, rescinded. They took away his win. So I'm appreciative of that. You know what I mean? Like that was clearly a dude beating on a female. That was assault. You know what I mean?
See, Rick actually went through it.
He went through it. You see what I'm saying? Like we can't have that. So I mean, like right now we've gone through. Let's be honest, family. Right? He signed 55 of them. We've gone through probably about 6 or 7 of them. Is there anything that just sounds too crazy that we can't agree with yet? The floor is open. How many people we got in here?
It's 34 in total. I got 11 in my chat and the other, well, now 36. Everybody else is in your 36 chat.
People in there. Have y'all seen anything that we should impeach this man for? I'm saying. Have y'all seen anything? All right.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, we just warming up, right? So far, so good. You know, it might get crazy. I ain't gonna vouch for it yet. It might get crazy. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I keep this in real time. Like, I didn't go through all of this prior to try and think of what we're gonna say. We building together. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's orange for a reason, B. He's orange for a reason.
There's no. All right. So January 23rd, next day, he did the National Energy Emergency Declaration, declares national emergency to address energy shortages and implements measures to increase domestic energy production. I work in the field of energy, and I think that this is marvelous. I think I'm surprised that it wasn't already in place, to be honest. That to declare a national emergency to address energy shortage. So anytime energy gets to a point where we need to take a look at that as a nation collectively, he could declare a national emergency. And I think that that is major key, because now you can't just be falsifying, I don't know, climate change. Because if it gets there, you're going to have to call a national emergency. This is getting rid of all the lies that they use to steal our money. If it's like when somebody goes online to slander your name, but they didn't go to the police to press charges. Right? Major key, right? Somebody say, "Wait, y'all voted for Trump, right?" I didn't vote for anybody, just to be sure. You know what I'm saying? I didn't vote.
If you want to hold on, let me camera. I'm gonna be all the way 100, bro. I'm gonna just be so there was another box on that ballot that actually said 5/5. I don't think y'all noticed it, but that's who I voted for.
Yeah, like this is not the cause of divide in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We can really care less who you voted for. We're already done with that, right? We're dealing with the results of what we have right now. And I think that this is a major issue too amongst the Democratic Party. Like, yo, if you lost, it behooves you to get your life in order and get aligned to what's going on versus complaining about anything. Because you can't change it. So you might as well do what you got to do. Like my whole main thing during the campaign was to make sure I'm aligned with who's going to win. And I knew who was going to win right out the gate. I just couldn't say it because of all the persecution at that time.
Hold up. Can I commandeer this conversation for one moment real quick?
Sure.
All right. So check this out, y'all. You got to ask yourself a question. Are you, when something happens, right? Are you of the like mind of saying, why the hell is this happening to me? I don't get it. I can't get a break. Is that the type of person you are? Or do you say, okay, this happened. Let's just solve it.
What do I need to do?
You get what I mean? I'm part of the you're either solving it or you're just prolonging it. What are you doing? Are you part of the solution or are you part of the problem? I'm about let's fix this shit and move on because we can't do nothing about it now. The only thing we can do is fix it. We're not going to dwell upon yesterday. Let's rearrange tomorrow to make it better than yesterday and or today. That's the number one question you got to ask yourself, and ask the people who you're talking to, because that's going to help you gauge the type of person you're interacting with. Because if you're a solve it and they're a prolonger, you guys ain't gonna match up on a lot of stuff because your energies towards certain situations are different, which means you guys are on different frequencies.
Right.
But I agree with you, my brother.
Right, because that's important. Like making sure you're on frequency with the rest of the country. Because you're gonna have a hard time. Like it just doesn't matter. Like sometimes it is what it is, and you got to make sure you're in alignment. That whole defiant, like when it comes to finances and it comes to money, being defiant doesn't help you. It doesn't work in your favor. Racism, all that kind of stuff doesn't tie in. That don't bring you bread. You understand? The money only knows what it's gonna do. It's either a plus or a minus. That's it. It don't deal with how you feel about it. It don't care about your emotions. It don't care about your ethnicity. It don't care about none of that. Business don't care about that either. You know what I'm saying? It only, if you run in a business and you run in a store and the China man coming in, he want to buy something, you're gonna tell him, oh, you know what? I don't really like Chinese people. Beat it. Are you gonna do that? Like I'm trying to figure out where you at with it. Like, are you gonna take the bread? Are you gonna sell him the record? Are you gonna sell him the T-shirt? Are you gonna sell him whatever he came for? You know what I'm saying? No, you're gonna sell it to him. It don't care about your feelings. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to care about the feelings, that's an easy way to stay broke. And this ain't even a country, it's a business. If you want to play patriot, go to another country. This is a business. America been a business, and people are still trying to make it, I don't know, a democracy. It's never been a democracy.
It's a corporation.
Even more than that, it's a republic before it's any of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
When you did your Pledge of Allegiance, right? You remember it? Remember we was talking about that last time? I bet you remember your Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag and United States of America and to the. Oh, say it loud, Five. Say it loud.
The republic, bro. I'm hearing you, man.
So why are we even playing with you niggas that's talking all this democracy shit? Why are we playing Democrat games? All you doing is putting yourself on the side of the losing team, because at the end of the day, it's always going to revert back to its foundation as a
the R word.
I mean,
it's a whole fact, and that's what people don't get. You're trying to treat this like it's one thing, and it's an entirely different animal.
You're playing the
wrong
game.
It's an animal that you don't even want to accept it. You don't want to accept something that they already put in place many, many years ago. More than likely, but way before your grandparents was born.
Yeah.
This shit been like this, and you don't want to accept the rules to the game that you're trying to play and wondering why you're not succeeding at it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just a whole fact, bro. I 100% agree.
All right, so the next thing is establishment of the sovereign wealth fund. creates a sovereign wealth fund to manage surplus federal revenues and invest in infrastructure projects. That's interesting. So the monies by which we are going to be collecting by auditing all of these people that are allocating our funds to the wrong places, he wants to take it and establish a wealth fund to show that we are wealthy, so that we can do what we have to do to get our infrastructures set up. I like that idea. A sovereign nation? Should America be a sovereign nation? Should we have a sovereign wealth fund? Should we have extra? I mean, we're trillions of dollars in debt, and he's talking about writing into place, setting up a savings for us of our own. Now, when it's sovereign, that means ain't nobody could touch it. Can't no other continents come in and be like, yo, I need that. That also means that we ain't just going to be taking our money and throwing it over into Ukraine, into unnecessary wars and the things that we've been dealing with over the course of this time. A sovereign fund is what every household should have, better yet, a nation. Every family. The goal is to be sovereign, right? You can subscribe to America, but you should be sovereign. You should have a trust. Your car should be in your trust. Your home should be in your trust. And all the assets that you're giving to your kids should be in your trust so nobody can touch it. Sovereignty. That's a whole nother conversation. We'll talk about that at another time. Okay. John Christian said people need to do their research on the history of America. Absolutely. Because then you'll realize what we're in. You know what I mean? Primus said, I fuck with Trump. He has been in the hip hop culture. I will never believe the propaganda. I remember when every rapper was talking about Trump. I remember every rapper was quoting him. You can find at least 99 to 100 quotes during that era from the 90s to the 2000s.
And I try to tell people this shit. Back in the day, Trump used to be with Tyson everywhere.
All the time.
Trump and Mike Tyson used to be together. And then this is when they said that, oh, Trump is this, Trump is that. They try to make him look like a racist. I'm like, how is he a racist if he grew? That's why y'all mad. Because while he was with Tyson and in hip hop, y'all were mad that he wasn't over here somewhere else trying to. So now you can't use that against him because obviously you still tried to use it against him and it wasn't even true.
Facts.
And
like we said, race is not where we draw the line. The same people.
Oh, hold up. Wait. My bad. No. To what you were just talking about, the sovereign fund.
Mm-hmm.
This is like you having your own bargaining chip. Imagine you trying to go to a bank and you're trying to get a loan. They say, well, what are you worth? Well, I have this sovereign fund that might have so much money. This is the beginning of a pathway to lead us out of debt.
Yes.
You don't even notice this. This is the beginning of the pathway that's going to lead us there. Because once you have an asset that's worth a certain amount, now you can start to bargain it and leverage your way out of debt and still create more income. You get what I'm saying? Becoming more of an asset, less of a liability, which is what I tell people. You need to do that with people. Any situation. Is this person, is this conversation, this outcome, this result, this interaction? Is this interaction an asset or a liability to me? Am I wasting my time here or what?
Right. Let's talk about race for a second, and just really quick. When people start to play the racist card when it comes to Trump, right? The majority of people on this feed, probably most of them have never met Donald Trump, if any, right? I assume that everyone here, or the majority of us, vast majority of us, or have been at some point had a job, right? Right? We know what that's like going to work. Most of us have not been close enough to our bosses to go be inside of their homes and kick it with their families, right? Many of you have worked for racist bosses. Let's be clear. And it didn't stop you from going to work. Every day you went there and you got your paycheck. And the only agreement between you and your boss was make sure my money right. We don't got no problems unless you playing with the paper, bro. So if you're treating this like a business, it's the same approach. If you're trying to treat it like a country and hi, America, USA, You playing the wrong game. It's a business. And when it's a business, all that matters is how much you're generating versus how much you're letting out, how much you're purchasing. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, go to work every day and deal with your racist boss, even if you wanted to call him a racist. It does not matter to me and how I know the government is set up. At the end of the day, that's just what it is. It doesn't matter. You still can level up. You still can do what you got to do, even though, because guess what? You're not going to be higher than the president. He's going to be there regardless. So why not just put yourself in a position to where you can win? Why are you going to sit around and complain about it and not put yourself in a position to win at some point in time? You still got to get your bag. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it pushing. You know, we almost like 10 in, and we haven't found one that we wholeheartedly just say, yo, this guy's crazy. Get him out of here. We haven't found one yet, right?
We haven't seen his orange show yet. Yeah, his orange hasn't showed yet.
Yeah, the orange ain't showed yet. The orange ain't showed yet. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? If it's me and the way I'm explaining it, but we reading it, you know what I'm saying? Black and white. So let's just keep going here on the sovereign fund we just talked about. Okay, now sanctions on the International Criminal Court. Imposes sanctions on IC.
Give me 1 second. All right, my brother, I'm going to leave you right here.
Involved in investigations against the United States personnel. This is interesting because the drama from this can be coming from many different directions. You can't really pinpoint where it could be coming from. This could be protecting him from the relationships that Biden's had in the past or Democrats have had in the past that may want to come at him during his pregnancy. Could be that, right? Or it could be, if it's from face value, people like, I don't know, Putin, or not even Putin, we'll say we got to find somebody who would be, well, Trump's not really an enemy of much people anymore internationally. But if we found, if we had somebody who was a clearly defined enemy of Trump and they tried to utilize something that U.S. personnel have done in their country to get them out of there or to influence plays that we're making, any type of, all that protection, I think is good. To put a sanction on that, I think could work out. But to play devil's advocate, what if Donald Trump and the Republicans or whatever they're doing is criminal worldwide, and we need some sort of litigation there? We don't know. But I think at least the protection here in the United States is something that is necessary. Somebody said, oh, what if he wants to be a dictator? That's not possible as an American. And, you know, when people say that, the dictatorship line, it's clear, you know, that's propaganda. That's an agenda, because America has always been a system where we vote for what we want. You can't come in here and be a dictator. There's the culture here in America is too whistleblower-ish. Everybody's telling. So the moment you get to the point where it looks like you're going to become a dictator, where it looks like you're just calling shots, they're going to get you up out of here. That's how our system is. Impeachments are very real. If we don't like what you're doing, that's what, you know, it's all about. We can get you up out of there. Trump only has 4 more years, family. If that. He only got 4 more years. You can't dictate nothing in that amount of time. The last time he was in there, he even had the amount of time to do what he wanted to do then. You can't dictate and become a dictator at any cost here in America. It just won't happen. It won't be able to happen. He really would have to overtake the entire system here and do away with it, literally. He can't stand on the American Constitution and be a dictator. It's just not going to work. So all of that is propaganda, you know, and the people that do that, I'm going to tell you the people that do that. It's the J word. It's the J word. When they start throwing that dictator stuff around it, because they're trying to tie him with Hitler and things of that nature, and he's nowhere near that. You know what I mean? So don't fall into that. Don't fall into that. That can never happen. We would overthrow our government before that could happen. The American people would stop that. We would have no America before that could happen. So, moving on. Number 7. Well, we're past number 7 because we did like 5 of them already. So we're at least like 10 in. Construction of detention center at Guantanamo Bay. Orders the construction of a new detention facility at Guantanamo Bay for illegal immigrants. Listen, I'm a whole civilian. I ain't going to jail. I ain't planning on going to jail or going to prison. I'm gonna let 5 come on here and talk on that one. I ain't even gonna speak on that because I ain't a jailbird at all. I ain't never been in prison. You gotta have to.
What happened?
Talk of that 5. That's not me. So this one ain't for me. Construction of a detention center at Guantanamo Bay. Okay, I was born and raised here, so I don't have to worry about the illegal thing, the illegal immigrant thing. But orders the construction of a new detention facility at Guantanamo Bay for illegal immigrants. Do you think illegal immigrants should be sent to Guantanamo Bay?
Damn, from what I know of, right? I mean, if you want, you could look up Guantanamo Bay and look up the classification for the type of inmates that go to that prison. You can actually look that up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because that sounds like some place for some, you know what I mean? Some real violent crime.
It's pretty bad.
That's what I mean, like for some real violent crime type people, right? You get what I'm saying? Like that sounds like a real violent crime type person.
I'm gonna look at some pics.
Yeah, because that don't look like a regular place. Because what I'm saying is, most people, right, when they say a name like Guantanamo Bay, that sounds like cells. That doesn't sound like a dorm. Well, you know, when you don't have a high risk security, when you don't got violent crime, like you be like in a dorm, which is like a big room with a whole bunch of bunks. Guantanamo Bay sounds like a level 4. You know what I'm saying? Yo, check that out. What type of classification level you got to be over there? Because if you're just holding, because from what I know of, when you're I think they got a certain amount of time to come get you too.
From Guantanamo Bay?
No, for immigration. I think they got a certain amount of time to come get you.
Okay, so it says Guantanamo Bay Prison, often referred to as Gitmo, is a highly controversial U.S. military detention facility located at Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba. It was established in 2002 during the George Bush administration as part of the War on Terror. Supporters argue that Guantanamo Bay is necessary for national security. They believe that the harsh detention conditions are justified to extract intelligence and prevent future attacks. So this is where the terrorists go. People that attack the U.S. And it's a pretty bad prison from what it sounds like. Claim that keeping detainees at Guantanamo rather than in the U.S. prevents them from gaining legal protections under the U.S. law. Okay, yeah, so that's necessary. That's necessary. That's where the terrorists go. So anybody that comes here and like, you know, the Boston bomber, if you're a terrorist, whatever it is, and you came from another country, you can't be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like what this prevents is people from other countries coming here, becoming citizens, doing some crazy stuff, and then being protected by U.S. law, when all along they're from somewhere else.
Well, but you know what else? It goes against, like, let's say you're coming here like from another country and you're just trying to gain legal citizenships.
Yeah.
And because I did a whole reaction on that. This dude, his wife got deported and she had everything. All she was waiting for her court date to come. Everything was lined up. She was actually waiting to go in front of the judge to get her citizenship. So all she was waiting for the day to arrive, and they took her. You get what I mean? So I really feel like there should be levels to this. Because if you're not all right, now don't get it twisted. Let's say you're coming to America, you just some street shit. I ain't got no whatever, bro. You know what I mean? Go over there. But like, let's say you're another person, because like I said, there's classifications, there's levels. I'm not gonna treat somebody that probably got 90 days for some bullshit the way I'm gonna treat a convicted felon for out there being on the corners of having a drug orchestrated crew, people out there doing violent crimes. I'm not gonna treat them the same.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. That's
So,
like I agree with it to a certain extent, but my bad. Go ahead. Oh, my bad. Let me bring up the screen. What am I doing?
we got to play devil's advocate. Okay. But before I do that, I do want to shout out what Real Truth, Real Growth just said. He said, then you got to send a lot of white folk there then. Super facts. All right. So this is my issue with it, because from what I'm reading is that Guantanamo Bay has some practices that people feel are a little bit extreme and harsh. Now, one of them, as you see here, from ChatGPT, is they practice
Zoom in,
waterboarding
please.
and force feeding. Okay.
Zoom in, please. There we go. Thank you.
So in prisons like that, when the conditions are so bad, what prisoners tend to do is they go on hunger strikes. Okay. So I want to, you got something to say about that?
Got it. I'll talk after.
Okay. So what they tend to do is go on hunger strikes. So if you've never seen anything like that, understand what the extent of that is in waterboarding or force feeding, making people eat. This just struck a bell in my head because a while ago, y'all know I'm a hip hop head, I'm an artist, and I was watching Mos Def go through a procedure of being force fed, like what they do at Guantanamo Bay. I'm going to play this video because I think everybody needs to see it. Fair use, fair use. I'm going to bring this video up, and I want y'all to see exactly what that is like, so y'all can understand from a devil's advocate point of view how crazy this can actually get. Let me find it.
So whenever you're done, let me know.
Got it.
I'm gonna chime in on what you're talking about.
All right, let's play.
Fair use, man. Fair use.
Fair use.
Just change the speed and we go.
How do you even do that? How do you change the speed?
You see the little gear towards the the next one, not the CC, the one after. The one after. Yep, right there. Hit that.
That's full screen.
No. Hit the gear, though. The one that's
the gear.
One. Yeah, the gear. Hit the gear. See the gear. Yep. See the playback speed.
Playback speed.
Go down. Yep, right there. Yep. No, just put it 125. No, put it or you could do that way. Put maybe 1.1. You could do maybe 1.1. Very close. Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's see Mos Def being force fed. There are currently 120 detainees on hunger strike in Guantanamo Bay. 44 of them are being force fed against their will.
You know, see, on my end, it's like skipping. So just when it does that, I just pause the video for a second.
Okay.
Sometimes YouTube messes with it. I don't know what it is.
Yo. Now, well, I ain't gonna. Oh wait, he's talking right now. Hold on, let me go back. I think I need to share what his sentiments was about it. He actually talks at the end, so we're gonna let that rock out. All right. All right. Mos Def is one of my favorite artists as far as social awareness and just check his stuff out. I ain't gonna hold you, like that's the one that gives me mixed feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like how they treat people, in these prisons. Now granted, this is probably somebody that killed like, I don't know, thousands of people. Like, should we really care? You know what I'm saying? But to sign off on something like that as being okay, I don't know. I kind of feel something. You know what I'm saying? So that's usually a flag for me when you know what I'm saying, when I'm getting that gut feeling, you know what I'm saying, and it emotionally hits me like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's one of your peoples that had to go through that? That's what I'm looking. That's how I'm feeling. Like what, you know what I mean? Like for me to be like, yeah, that's okay. That part to me, I'm not feeling. You know what I'm saying? To any degree, really. Now, how do you feed a person other than that, though? If that's the only way that we have to feed somebody, there's really not much that I could say. You know what I'm saying? Randall said it's called having a soul. Yeah, I got a soul. I can't watch, somebody go through that and not feel nothing. I don't know how anybody could. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, playing devil's advocate and staying on the other side, if you had no other choice and you got to keep them alive, what do? What is the alternative? Does anybody have it? Other than somebody says liquid nutrients, will that be enough? And how expensive is that compared to feeding them real food? I think we might need to check that out. What you think?
Just let me know when you're ready for me to interrupt you, bro.
Please interrupt me, because this is making me uncomfortable. I ain't even gonna hold you.
All right, so now word up. We gotta take this down piece by piece. For starters, we're talking about a country that is not America. Okay, so the way Americans view the way prisoners should be punished and the way they view the way prisoners should be punished are obviously two totally different things. Totally different animals. They're probably committing different crimes. Everything's totally different. All right. So now you're asking if someone breaks an American law to be held by another country's prison system, a country that we won't even make them part of us. They got to go through the whole system too of immigration. They got to go through that whole thing too. So now the other part, right? This is real fundamental. Oh, look at me, Jamar. It's fundamental. This part right here is fundamental. If you don't want to eat, how is that my problem? Think about what's being said here. Think about I gotta figure out how to force feed a person that don't want to eat. What? Well, eventually he's gonna have to eat. Because if not, he's gonna die of hunger. Again, these are all repercussions from your actions. Again, part of accountability. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't be here. What is your hunger strike for? Yo, it's not that sanitary. It's not supposed to be. You remember, you're like that. Cuba's like a third world country. So that in itself isn't enough for you to do right. That means that the circumstances that are regular are not good enough to make you act right. That means the circumstances have to be worse. That's what that means. They think about that. You're like, yo, but we're so poor. Shit is so crazy. So you're adding to the craziness. So that means to straighten you out, we got to put you in a worse position because you're not helping us get to a better position.
Right.
And now again, we're having an American viewpoint on something that's in another country. So you know what I mean, for all, go ahead.
So with that, if they're coming from another country, let's say they decide they don't want to eat, right? A lot of these people that are in these jails could be on trial. They could be being investigated for what's going on, and we might need them to stay alive. So we're going to make them stay alive because nobody going to take this hit but them. Either that or they just die and then we don't know what happened. So we can't let them die.
How painful, you know how painful it is to die of hunger?
Yeah.
Of hunger, bro.
Yeah. Of
hunger? Like, yo, I'm pretty sure if you got a room full of motherfuckers, right? Like I really want you to think about this picture, yo. Right. Imagine you got 50 people in one room, right? And none of these niggas want to eat. What do? You cook a steak right there, bro, or the grill, right there. They go, oh, you want to eat now? Oh, no? Eventually, one person, if this does happen, somebody's going to die of excruciating pain of hunger. They're going to be like, yo, they're going to say, just shoot me. Just get it. I don't want to deal with that. Sometimes one person has to do it for everybody to say, okay, we're not doing that. What do you think? Like everybody thinks that, all right, everybody has this imagination of when you pass on in your sleep, they think it's peaceful. So people think, well, what if it's peaceful? What if you have a wild heart attack and you living through them last moments? Because you don't know, you weren't there. You just have an assumption. So now let everybody think, oh, maybe their whole stance is they're never going to let us die of hunger. Oh, yeah? Die. Muérete. See, they'll die real quick so you can see how painful that is. And everybody else is going to be like, all right, we're not doing that one. That's right. Sometimes they have, because when you're like, yo, this dude don't want to eat. What you mean force feed him? Do you force feed your baby? I grew up in a time where if you didn't eat dinner, bro, you didn't eat. There was no go get a sandwich. You get what I'm saying? I grew up in, yeah, there was no go. It's either you eat dinner or you don't eat nothing, bro.
Yeah, you're going to bed.
Did you grow up like that?
Yeah, I did. If you didn't eat whatever was cooked, take your ass to bed then. That's it. So let's look at the comparison of nature of, you know, which is what I thought. I thought it probably cost more money, and it does. So if we do the cost comparison between force feeding versus IV nutrition, it's $150 to $500 per day, using liquid nutritional formulas, Ensure or Boost, right? But if you're doing the IV, it's $500 to $1,500 a day. So it's like 300 times. It's like 3 times as much. Okay, they choose the force. Here it is. The number one reason why prisons choose the force feed is for lower cost than the TPN, and it's less medical risk compared to the IV, and it keeps digestive systems.
Hold up. So they have less medical problems. It's more economical for the prison to do this shit.
Yeah.
Why? I never heard of no crazy shit like this in my. Yo, hold on.
Okay,
imagine they started implementing this in American soil. Imagine they started getting implemented in American soil. Talking about less medical risk compared to IV, which can lead to bloodstream infections. That means feeding someone through the IV too much can lead to a bloodstream infection. I mean, keeps digestive system active, preventing organ atrophy. Can be administered outside hospital settings wherever IV requires a more controlled environment. Look, this shit is nuts, bro. Yo, look, we both having little things. Look, I gotta go away. I'm your mic. Bro.
Yeah. So, you know, hold on. Okay, there we go. So when you look at that, you know, it's clear that they're trying to America, and what Trump is doing. He's clearly doing things to try to save on money. Like America is big on that. It's like they're just trying to scrounge up for the monies that have been being spent frivolously, so that we're not doing silly things. So, you know, that Guantanamo Bay, I'm 50-50 on the Guantanamo Bay situation, only because of the methods that we use to take care of the inmates over there. I don't know. I think that needs to be looked at a little bit more with a more in-depth microscope, with a little bit more care. So I'm not going to just jump on that one and say, yeah, you know, gung-ho for that one, because there's too many things. You know, I've never been to prison, so I can't vouch for that until I do all the knowledge on it. You know what I'm saying? But that force feeding, from what I've seen with Mos Def, you know, that is pretty crazy, and I don't think anybody should have to go through that. You know, I think the conditions need to be good enough to where we don't have to do that to our inmates, and they shouldn't want to go through that as an inmate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's one thing that I'm looking at here. So let me pull up some more things here. Okay. The next one is pausing prosecutions under the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. So what this does is it temporarily halts prosecutions under the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act to reassess its impact on United States businesses. I'll have to delve into that to see what that means, is when we're dealing with foreign corruption in businesses. And we have to probably delve into the act, the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, to see what that's about. I know nothing about that. If anybody knows anything about that, feel free to let me know what you feel about that. There's a lot of them. There's 55 of them here. So, imposition of 25% tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum. We went over that. Ban on paper straws. Went over that. Ending birthright citizenship. What's this? Seeks to end birthright citizenship for children of non-citizens and unauthorized immigrants. Whoa, that's a big one. That's a big one.
To this day. To this day.
So, let me make sure I'm reading this right. Seeks to End birthright citizenship for children of non-citizens and unauthorized immigrants. So this has been a play for immigrants for a long, long, long time. Probably since the inception of America, this has been a play for immigrants. So we have people. This is going to end the passport brothers who want to come back home. When you go out there and you smash a shorty, and then you bring her back home, and now you think that the baby, because it was born here, is an American, so now the wife can be an American citizen. This is going to.
Oh, you read that? Can you read that again for me, please?
Yeah, we gotta go.
I really wanted to hear that. My bad.
This is hella crazy.
Yeah, my bad, bro. My bad, man.
So we've seen this happen. They're ending birthright citizenship. So if you were born here, but your mother wasn't a citizen, or your father, and they're unauthorized immigrants, you're not a citizen. You're not a citizen just because you were born here. This is a free pass for immigrants to come in. They come in, have a baby, and now the baby is a citizen. So therefore they could do. What's that?
I got a question.
Yeah.
So let's say let's try this the other way around, right? Salute to all 31 people in the building. Smash that like button, man. Get in that comment section. Let us know what you think about this topic. So now check it out, bro. What if we're talking about passport bros, right? Well, what if what if she goes overseas and she goes have sex with somebody and she ends up pregnant? She has that baby over here. The father of that baby is not an American. How would that work?
She's a citizen. Therefore, the baby is a citizen.
So if the father brings a woman, that's what I'm saying. So I get what you're saying. Because the father can't have a child. He can't have it.
Yeah, he can't have a child.
So he can't impregnate a woman and bring her over. She is the woman.
Yeah. So let's say 2 illegal immigrants come over here and have a baby. That baby is not a citizen now. All of y'all are illegal immigrants.
Yeah, this shit is getting crazy, bro.
Unlawfully. You know what I'm saying? So, basically it's like you're not gonna get away with sneaking in here, rocking out for 7 years, and now you think you like us. Like, nah. We've had that in the past. That was cool, and a lot of people foundationally, have found success with that. Boom, boom, boom. But it's gotten to the point where it's been abused now, so they have to put a cap on it. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Because this shit is getting crazy. Because this is what I'm saying, right? And let's get into retrospect right now, real quick. Because what I don't really see other nationalities getting deported. You can't tell me it's just one race of people that's the only undocumented. You can't tell me that, bro. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like what you trying to tell me that there isn't no undocumented Polish people, undocumented German people, undocumented, like, are we serious, bro? Like, what are we doing? What happened to the whole other border? Wait. What happened to the other border? Because we only concentrate on that border.
This is the number reason why I teamed up with you for questions like this. Okay, because sometimes this can be the oversight. Sometimes we forget that the white man is an immigrant. Damn. So
I don't forget that.
Sometimes we forget. So how do we go about investigating people's genealogy? I mean, because as a result of this, people are going to want to be here, so they're going to start moving around genealogy reports and stuff like that. But how do we investigate people who aren't, let's say, black and brown, right? Because all we've seen is people who are black and brown. We're talking about Haitians, we're talking about Spanish people.
Yep.
That's the conversation piece. They're not talking about Irish, Israeli, they're not. That's not part of the conversation piece. I tell you one thing. I would never ever want to be president. These are tough decisions. Peace to everybody in the chat. Throw your nines up. Make sure y'all smash and like that subscribe button. Put some comments in the feed if y'all enjoying this. You know what I mean? And share this. As a president, that's a tough decision to make because he might have to deport his wife. Does that mean your son isn't illegal?
I got a question. Whoa. Because don't make me screen share my live from yesterday. It's in the Oval Office. And where was X's mom? Is X's mom an American-born citizen? You know who X is, right? You know who X is, right?
Which X you talking about? There's a lot.
No. Elon Musk's son's name X.
Oh, okay.
His mom, because remember, Elon is not an American-born citizen. He gained this citizenship.
Right, he's not.
So his mom, what about his mom? Is his mom an American-born citizen?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think she is, bro.
So if they're both got citizenship, because I don't know where X was born. I don't know. Let's say he was born here. And under these guidelines, because we know the father is not born here. He's what's so-called the African American. Sounds crazy. Yeah. No, because of the demographic of what is tied to that word.
Right.
So now, if his mom, I'm just asking. You get what I mean?
So I think the question, like, the idea sounds great, but the methodology as to how you pick and choose who is staying and who is going, how you figure out.
Because you got immigrants in there.
Yeah. How you figure out who's who and prove that? Somebody said, yeah, he's from South Africa. Okay, so you a whole immigrant. So we got to make sure that we're not marginalizing this to only black and brown people. That is an issue. And I will have to say, like, you know what I'm saying? That's something that we got to look into and seeing how that's going to roll out. It's a fear factor. It hasn't been done yet, but it's something that we got to look at. You know, I don't want to approach it with fear. I'm trying to stay with an open mind, but that is a concern. That's a concern.
So you tell me you got a guy talking about immigration and all this crazy shit,
and
but
he's a whole immigrant.
His number one go-to guy isn't even a U.S. born citizen either.
Right.
Like,
so
makes sense. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, bro. Like, I'm just pointing out the facts. His son's in the White Office this early. We just pointing out facts. Like, hold on, bro. I don't.
Yeah.
So there is certain parts that you could look at and say, well, hold on. But what do we know about the system? What do we know about the system? They pick who you voters can choose. Right. They pick, and a lot of the times, once we identify they're picking, we got to choose between the lesser of two evils. Maybe we need to start calling up who's picking these people.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because this shit is just retarded because we got so much shit we're dealing with. You're telling me that now you want to ship prisoners to a country that you won't even give its citizens U.S. citizenship to. How much sense does that make? Then on top of that, you want to put a U.S. An American-born type of, what is it? Not an expectation. Like, what is it when somebody's spoiled and they just expect something to always be given to them?
Yeah.
Entitlement. Yeah, entitled. So now we have this American entitlement to human rights to be flexed up on another country that isn't even part of us. So now we're going to dictate, because remember, we're not a dictatorship, but now we are going to dictate to another country how they're supposed to treat their citizens.
Yeah.
You get me? Don't we already have a problem with sticking our business and noses where it don't belong? Our nose and business that don't belong? We already, so now we're going to do it another way with prisoners? But I'm saying that the thought process, I get it. You're going to start shipping people to another country. How much is these airplane flights going to cross back and forth?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all so now you want to send people there. Now, like I said, you got to differentiate. Are we talking about people that are just trying to go to work and feed their families? Are we talking about people that are on the street that's causing havoc for U.S. citizens and taxpayers? Who are we talking about here?
Yeah, like that has to be further explained.
White immigrants are not, and white immigrants are not illegal. Like, why aren't we talking about that?
Yeah, why are they not illegal? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems like it's targeted, even though they say that it's not. It could very easily be viewed that way if you're the one that's going through it, especially when you're standing next to somebody that is clearly an immigrant that doesn't have the same issues that you have going on as an immigrant. If you're Hispanic or if you're African or wherever else you came from, that's not white. That could look right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where are the Australian people getting deported? Where are the German people getting deported? That's all. Because if it's, I already see the first one that I get deported. And shout out to my boy Big West. No, never clickbait. Boy put up his whole shit. Haitian dude in deported, talking crazy about Trump, about Obama, shouting out Biden, talking, saying he don't want to go back to Haiti. My bad. This dude turned around. Big West, look his shit up. Big West. This dude got 17 convictions, 17 felony convictions. Talking about he don't want to go back home. He's a whole entire like straight lawbreaker. We're not. And then I was like, yo, why ain't they showing just regular people that go to work? Right. Show me the go to work people. Why everything has to be? Because remember, I keep saying it. We as people, we have to work on ourselves. Why we keep glorifying the small percentage of our people. That street element, that gang life, that's a small percentage of the majority of our people, we go to work every day. The majority of people, you go to your tax-paying citizens, you're at stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad. You're not in the street gang. That's a small percentage. Am I right or am I wrong, my brother?
Yeah.
Like, think about that. That's a small percentage, man.
Hubro said maybe the white immigrants went about it the legal way. I mean, we're assuming that. But white people be just as crooked, if not even more crooked than us. So,
well, hold on. If they make the road, how can it be crooked?
Yeah.
You know what you just said? If they make the road, how can it be crooked?
Right? And I think that's what the realization that we're trying to come to. It's like, you know, like slavery was legal, y'all.
Not right, but it was legal.
Huh? It was legal. So, you know, sometimes a lot of the gripes that we have, we legally can't have in this country. That part. So, you know, we gotta always keep that in mind. We just point out facts here. You know what I mean? But it does look like they are targeting certain individuals when it comes to this, you know. All right, let's do a few more here. Pausing refugee admissions. Temporarily suspends the admissions of refugees into the United States to review vetting processes. So yeah, I like this. And it's immediately right after. What did I say? I said, what's the methodology, right? How are we doing this?
Can you zoom in, please?
Huh?
Can you zoom in, please?
Yep. So this temporarily, keyword temporarily, only for now, we're trying to figure this shit out, suspends the admission of refugees into the United States to review vetting processes. I think that's necessary, without a doubt. Next, withdrawal from the WHO, big one, initiates the process for the United States to withdraw.
Wait. I don't think you realize how important the last one is. Because after 2001, everybody made sure that them people from that area got vetted real well before they got citizenship. You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you not remember that? Because they were trying to make people at first were saying, why are you going so hard with this immigration and citizenship? Let people in. Some crazy shit happened. Now everybody's like, yo, make sure you vet all the people. We don't want shit left with big populations. You get what I'm saying? So you have to really like think about all this shit in retrospect, going back. Maybe some crazy shit already happened. We want to make sure it don't happen again. Maybe, let's say your tax-paying worker is running away from the street element in their location, right? But both are coming in at the same time. We want to stop both. Let the worker in and stop that street element. Stay over there. We want to let the people that actually want to work and be part of the actual citizenship and actually work and provide for their families like they want. So they're trying to make sure that they don't mix up the two. They don't want to treat the person who's working like the person that's coming here to destroy our economy, to destroy our country. You get what I'm saying? My bad, bro.
And that's necessary. Like, you know what I mean? You know, you gotta have some methodology to your movement and how you're doing that. You gotta set those regulations on who's coming in and who's coming out. Like we got people that's coming in here and literally blowing stuff up or whatever, or leaving to go do other things. You don't know. So we have to do that. All right, let me go to the next one, which is withdrawal from the WHO. This is one that I particularly am excited about. It initiates the process of the United States to withdraw from the WHO, citing concerns over its handling of global health crisis. This is specifically talking about COVID. It's specifically about COVID. To me, there was way too much misinformation, propaganda, and censorship going on during 2020, during COVID season. And the WHO, a lot of the information that we were getting from them was incorrect, and the way that they was handling it, to me, it was mishandled. I mean, it's not even to me. We know it was mishandled just by the deaths and how many people the lives that were lost. I feel like there should have been some other commission in place other than them to look over them. You know how sometimes you got to get a lawyer to watch your lawyer? It's like that. It's like that. And we realized that a lot of mistakes were made, a lot of lives unnecessarily were lost due to different mandates and different things that was rolled out from their advice and the doctors that they had up there. And I think Donald Trump saw that they did a reckless job. He had to take the brunt force trauma of that. They made it seem like it was him when that's not even the president's job. But in any case, he had to take the blunt force trauma for that. And I think he's making those corrections now as to who he wants to be there. That's going to give good information and valuable information and resources in times of crisis like that. I don't think that it was handled well at all. And I don't fault Trump for that. Honestly, I really don't. People try to, like they try to fault him for everything, but I know he's not a doctor. It's just common sense. I know that he doesn't know much. So if he's forced to speak on it as president, I don't expect good knowledge to come from him in that space. And his advisors were not on his team. I'm sure he knew that. So they weren't going to advise him well either. So as far as the WHO, yeah, World Health Organization, they've done a terrible job. We are the sickest country in the whole world. It's like, you know,
overweight.
Yeah.
Our food, the shit that they're able to legally sell us ain't even food, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of this shit ain't even really food, bro. That's a whole fact. I agree, man. Anything to get us to a healthier spot, bro. What else we got here?
I wanna let me see if I can.
Oh, you got something else?
I want to show this. This is something that I
you airdropping to yourself.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, now I heard that shit come through. I'm looking around like, what?
Hold up, don't share the screen just yet. I want to look up something. Hold
on. Definitely hit that like button on the way in, man. Wherever you at, whatever platform you at, hit that like button. Get in that chat section, man. Let us know what you think about the comments or what you think about the content. I said comments, you hear me? Let me know what you think about the content, man. Do you have any information to provide that can actually help out this argument, help out the topic? Is there anything we're missing? Is there anything you want us to spend a block on? Because there's so much more. We haven't even, what number we on, bro? We're not even on number 30. We're not even halfway through this thing yet.
All right. So I want to show
you. Got to pull it up.
The WHO.
There's over 30 people in the building, bro. Hit that like button. You got to share the screen, bro.
Yeah, I'm finding it right now.
Oh, all right, my bad.
Here it goes. Take a look at this, fam. Let's take a look. This is a map of autism from 1990 to 2019 across 204 countries. Okay. But this map is a map of how much autism is in our country. Yeah. This is a map of autism around the whole world. Okay. And as you can see, we the only ones and the Europeans that deal with this high level of autism. Okay. We're also the ones that deal with a high level of what they call the shot. Okay. We have cases now, and it's actually it's past peer review, which is exciting in science, where they are showing people who have dropped dead from taking the jab and children who have developed autism after taking the jab. And we have it at the highest level. So now, if you go to the WHO, however, and you talk to them about autism, if you talk to them about vaccines, if you talk to them about whether or not we should be doing this, they highly advise that everybody should be doing this, despite what the numbers are saying. Okay, let's talk about it. Zoom in. The WHO strongly supports vaccines as safe, effective, and essential tool for preventing infectious diseases. Their stance is based on scientific evidence and global health data. These are their views. They say that vaccines undergo rigorous testing. We know that to be false because they just cooked up one in a couple of months that was literally trying to fight a disease that was killing everybody. And we know it's supposed to take years and years before you can develop a vaccine. They claim that serious side effects are rare. I just showed you that they aren't. I just show you we have the most in the world. And they say the benefits outweigh the potential risks. Listen, I will take a cold. I will take COVID. I caught it twice. I'll take COVID over becoming autistic any day. I would rather my son get a cold that we could fight off this season than to have the rest of his life ruined because he took a stupid shot to try and fight off a cold. Okay. So that's something to think about.
I didn't get sick.
What's that?
See what I'm saying? I didn't get sick. I didn't do nothing different. I didn't really wear a mask. I didn't really do gloves. I didn't do none of that. I did the same shit I always did. I always lived the same. I didn't get sick not one time, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. No, thank you. No, she's thanking you, bro. You're receiving thanks, my guy.
I caught COVID twice and beat it twice. Okay. I caught it during around the time when everybody was dying. Yep. And I made a conscious decision to beat it. It wasn't something like, my body just did what it did. I felt my body failing. And I said, I'm not going to let this beat me. I'll bring my girl out here and she'll vouch for it. I punched the wall and I was like, F this. I'm going to beat this. You know what I mean?
Did you fix the wall?
And from that moment on, I started healing.
Did you fix the wall, though? That's what we want to do.
No, we moved out of here.
Okay. Did you fix the wall?
I actually leveled up in life, like right after that.
That's what's
I was
up.
so mentally strong. When you beat COVID, like that first variant was different from the other one. Beating that,
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, it was completely different. Beating that one before I built up the antibodies was tough. It was something like, but I made a conscious decision. I was like, I'm going to beat it. It was more of a spiritual journey than, it was a biological or physical one. It was more spiritual than anything. I appreciate
the clock say, check this out. So the clock say 575, there's 27 people, and it's a lot of like sevens, right? And twos are upside down fives. So people. So I don't know if you with it, but we can react. We can actually do like a live on that type of topic. On that conscious decision and how it can actually affect your body and how it can actually affect your character in real time. How you can make actual changes with what you're talking about, that decision. How you affect that decision, how it affects your subconscious. Yeah, because it's not just you're just saying it like it's like it doesn't like I know what you're saying, bro.
Shameless plug. Uh, so Friday, family, we are planning to have some individuals on here who are going to be speaking about how to navigate through all of this information that we're receiving, all of the diseases and emotions and different things that are circulating throughout the universe every single day that we come in contact with. We're going to have a few women on here on Friday that's going to be giving us some practices and some different things that you may want to look into. And some of these things I was doing during COVID, which actually helped me to recuperate, recover, and maintain my mental stability. On Friday, we're going to be having this conversation. So we highly advise that y'all look out for the link. If you haven't already, smash that notification button so that you can get on board. Because I promise you, we're going to have some nuggets in there and we're going to expose you to some things that you probably may not have known. So Friday, we're going to be talking about that. One of the women that's going to be on there, she's actually in the feed right now. Post her. She said, peace to the room. That's Latifa. Okay. We're going to have one of the women, Latifa will be there as well as Raziki and Yoga Girl Sai. We're going to have Sai on here, a yoga instructor on here on Friday too. So the whole community needs to pull up for that because we want to build a healthy community. We want to build a community that's going to be able to stick around. Health is wealth, and that's what we're going to be getting into, and that's what we're about. So if it's something that you're interested in, definitely pull up on Friday because we're going to really deep dive on Friday. But back to what we were talking about today. All right, so withdrawal from the WHO, I co-sign that for sure. Declassification of assassination files, JFK, RFK, and MLK. Whoa. All right, so how do you feel about that one?
I actually did a whole live on that, bro.
Yes, you did.
I did about a whole. I thought I did some crazy shit. I was like, what I say? I said something like, you think MLK's an agent? I said, I tried to do some crazy shit like that. But I was really talking about, it was more or less about how it's crazy, even with the presidential thing. They sealed these files to a projected time where they thought nobody was going to be alive that's involved with it. Because I actually screen shared one of the federal agents, and he talked about, he gave conflicting stories. He goes, we infiltrated Malcolm X's security team and we were able to join the team, and I was actually in the room when the man came up, right? Then he goes on to tell you that 2 days before, there was a Black Panther group that they arrested this group. Federal agents arrested this group under the rumors that they were going to blow up the Statue of Liberty. It's literally what he said, word for word, no parody. He's like, yo, the Black Panther group, they found out that it was Afeni Shakur and them. That's who was the group that got arrested. It was them. And this is what I'm guessing. He's talking about, I'm guessing she was pregnant at the time when all this crazy shit has happened. I'm guessing something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then he goes, that they infiltrated the security team and that they were able to do whatever. And then they go 2 days later. I'm like, well, so I paused the video. I said, well, hold on, people. We're not stupid. How much influence did you have on the security group that you were able to influence the way they were running shit for you to be there? Like, you talking about 2 days.
Yeah.
So in no apparent time did somebody say, yo, bro, who are you in 48 hours? Oh, no. Right. You can protect our highest asset. I don't know you protect our highest asset. Right? And then the other dude goes, he goes, I was there. I watched the guy walk up. He goes, I took aim and then fired. Right. So like that, all that happened, right? And I actually screen shared the location, right? And I'm like, okay, this isn't a big room. So my question was, why is he sitting there waiting and all this other shit, right? Then the federal agent goes, oh, we didn't know that we were going to do this. Then he goes, oh no, they assigned me to a department that was meant to infiltrate Malcolm X and the Black Panther Party and all that. Like, hold on, bro. You just told me you didn't know you were going to do this. That whole section, that whole department you were in was meant to do that. That was the whole purpose of it, to go in and infiltrate Malcolm X, the Islamic belief, the Black Panther Party. That was the whole mission of that whole sector of the police. And then they had a whole nother agent in there that he didn't know about, my guy. That shit was crazy. And that's just Malcolm X. Now imagine all the information they have on Martin Luther King, all the information they have on JFK, and then think about all the stuff that they're still holding back. It's a whole lot, my guy. My guy had to go, I guess. I don't know how.
I'm gonna be out of here in like 15 minutes, but we're going to start now. Hold on. All right,
yes,
so
I did it. God.
Let's keep this thing going here. So the MLK, this is my personal beliefs on MLK. First thing, not even on MLK, because this could have been anybody. The idea alone of segregation, to me, was a better idea for Black people than integration, contrary to popular belief. Black people were better off by themselves and just being left alone and protected. And history shows us that.
But you dropped a bomb right there.
No, I really wanted to. I want people to marinate on this, okay? Because this is serious. Because this is not favorable for everybody. I understand some people was like, we want to mix the whole black and white thing. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think that it should be a law that we're segregated. But as far as integration, to force someone to be in an environment where they don't thrive, to me, is a greater tragedy. And when those people start to thrive on their own, and you use positions in government and law enforcement to drop bombs on their cities, such as Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, Philadelphia, places where we had millionaires thriving and owning cities. When you drop bombs on them, it shows that we were more of a threat then than we are when we're integrated. When Black people are left alone, which is all they be asking for, they do fairly well. And I see this happen with most cultures, not just Black people, any culture. For some reason, European culture is one of the main and only cultures where they want to impose their culture on others. And if they can't do that, then that culture can't even exist.
To this day.
And I never understood it. Everywhere they went with the European culture, they wanted to colonize and support European supremacy, not just white supremacy, European supremacy, and destroy anything that is opposed to that, as opposed to realizing that there's enough room here on this planet for all of us. And biologically, our spaces are already mapped out as to where we should be. We know where Black Africans should be. We know where people of melanated skin tone should be. They shouldn't have to fight for that land. It's literally where they thrive. And there are cultures, when you put them there, they literally melt, blister, and disintegrate. They should not be in control of that land. So, it's my petition to release these files, uncover everything, let's talk about everything, right, wrong, and indifferent. I just wanted to do my little tidbit on, letting y'all understand that I know that when you see most black people is, you know, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, boom, boom, and those are the leaders that they gave you, right? From the community that I belong to, we have different leaders that we roll off the tongue first and foremost before Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? So I don't just automatically subscribe to what they feel is black empowerment, what they feel is black progression, or even what they feel is black culture. Because they put a lot of stuff on our jacket that ain't ours. So I do believe in transparency, though. I do believe in that, and I believe that everybody should be able to see that public record, especially since it's so long ago, and some of the stuff is still unsolved. I feel like if anything is unsolved, that all the information should be put out there. You know what I'm saying? So we know what's going on. If y'all don't know, okay, give us the information.
But there's only one reason why it's not coming out. And you know that. There's
We
still
know
people attached to it that are still here.
We know that.
There's no other answer to that. Logically.
It's really the reason why it's classified. Other people that get killed, we know all about it. We know who did it, who did what, how many shots was fired, the damn blood type.
Stop right there. I was waiting for you to say that. They say that there's two rules to this. Yeah. How you can find out it's an inside job and an outside job. When it's an outside job, you know everything. Who did it, where it came from, why they did it, when they did it, why they did it on that moment, why they did it in that location. But when it's an inside job, you don't know nothing. So everything is you're meant to know. They don't want you to know. But I bet you if somebody from outside the country did that, you would have known exactly who did it.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Because it's like nothing. Why else would they seal up the files? They said it. We sealed up the files to protect the people that are still currently alive, involved in the government, that's still going to be here. So we're going to put this. So when they thought everybody was not going to be around, that's when they were going to seal it. But they still realize people are still alive. So they release it bit by bit. And some of that shit I still think is redacted, though. Right. I don't think it's all. In other words, it still got the lines on it. My bad. That's that prisoner talk.
Gotcha.
My bad.
No, I feel you on that. Let's push it forward because we only got a little bit more time left. Rescission of 78 Biden era executive actions. 78. Oh, okay. So this is dope here. So one of them.
Do me a favor. Whoa. Can you zoom in, please? I'm sorry.
Hold on. Because I heard somebody say that he had signed 78 orders or whatever, but no, one of them was to rescind 78 Biden executive orders. So with one stroke of a pen, he revoked 78 executive orders from Biden. I would love to know what those were.
Individually, right? All 78. I want to know, and how did they affect everything? Who came up with, what was the reason for them? Why did you? I want to know it. I want. Just give me the audio to the meeting, please.
Hold on. Let me go down. I think I asked that question actually.
Don't get me started.
What specific order harmful and unnecessary? Okay, that's only two of them. Okay, no. All right, this didn't happen. Okay, here we go. What did he rescind from the Biden administration? What exactly did Trump rescind from the Biden administration? That was the artificial intelligence, the voting access expansion. And okay, I need to ask him what else. There were 78 of them. What are the rest?
So if you don't know, go get you a ChatGPT on your devices and make it work for you.
Everybody needs to be utilizing this, okay? Okay, it says issued a total of 60 executive orders numbered from okay. Okay, no, that's not the ones that's not the retracted ones. I gotta go to the retracted ones. What are Okay. We got to get a little bit more specific because it was going in the context of the conversation. Okay, so here's the advanced racial equality and support for underserved communities through the federal government that he took away. That was from 2021, ensuring a lawful and accurate enumeration and apportionment pursuant to the decennial census. This is weird. I wonder what that's about. Organizing and mobilizing the United States government to provide a unified and effective response to combat COVID-19 and to, okay, got that. Preventing and combating discrimination on the basis of gender. Okay. Ethics commitments by executive branch personnel. Okay, so let me go over a couple of these real quick. This looks like it's a package deal so that he could kill that gender stuff. When you're preventing and combating discrimination on the basis of gender, and you're taking that away, you're basically, that's what's going to help to get transgenders from beating up women in sports, in the workplace, or things of that.
The stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. You got to have this order in place so that he's not punished for saying, hey, yo, you're a whole dude. I'm not going to let you fight this girl. Right? That they could call that discrimination, but you kind of got to discriminate in reference to that when it comes to gender. It's not an equal playing field when it comes to physicality. It's just not. And certain things you just got to accept. The metabolism are two, the structures are two totally different things.
Yeah, being fair and being equal have two different definitions.
Facts.
That don't mean the same. You know what I'm saying? A man is expected to be able to lift 150 pounds. Like, I mean, we're expected to do these type of things. Imagine looking at a woman and be like, yo, I know you only weigh $120, but pick up that $150 real quick. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what's up. But we agree. Well, I agree. I agree with you on that one. Because that shit makes it because everybody gonna talk shit, right? But let's say your daughter wants to be a UFC fighter. You don't want her fighting no dude.
Right.
I think he a woman. Like, come on, some of this shit is just straight common sense. Yeah, it almost seems like for some people who adhere to the Bible, it almost seems like the times of Sodom and Gomorrah when all moral compasses are just gone.
Yeah,
the whole moral
gotta have some rules.
Yeah, there has to be some type of order to. If not, it's gonna be if you think this is chaos already, imagine where that's gonna lead us to. That's just crazy, bro.
Let me tell you one of the things that this is why when it comes to the LGBT community, when it comes to dykes, I don't really get along. And I know people gonna get mad at me, but I'm just telling the truth. Because when a woman showcases masculine energy, somebody who clearly has a woman, she showcases masculine energy to the point where she could get me riled up and possibly want to fight you because I know you're a dude. You're acting like a dude rather versus a woman. If we were to tussle, you identify as a man now, right? If we were to tussle and I beat your ass as a man because I'm stronger than you, right? In court, what does this look like? Do you show up to court as a man or a woman? Do you get privileges now? Or are you looked at differently because you a female and I'm a dude and I beat you up for being on some like masculine shit, right? Do you get a pass as a woman now while we're in court? Because in reality, we know you're a woman, but you identify as a man. I beat you up as a whole nigga. You understand me? So does this change now in litigation? Because by law, you could identify with what you want.
Now, right there. Now, stop right there. So now what if, because you know how some men are dirtbags.
Right.
You know this. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What if you get a smart dirtbag and he looks at a woman and he goes, I identify as a chick, and just straight bang and breaks your whole entire face open because he's like, oh, she's a woman. I identify as a woman. Now what?
Is that two chicks fighting or is that A man.
Is that a retarded dude trying to use the law on his behalf to justify his actions?
Yeah, like that's the
I'm
part that I don't like. I wasn't feeling that. Like, you know, because I'll be in the spot, you could be in the club or whatever, party, whatever. I've been in this position many times where a female is clearly feeling me in the spot and she's with another female. And that female is acting like a dude. And it's like, bro, I don't want your girl, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shorty, I don't want your girl. Like, don't come at me. Don't look at me crazy, you know, because you don't want that kind of energy. You feel what I'm saying, Pa? It's like,
I'm not on that type of time, B. I get you. I've been there.
You know?
Matter of fact, hold on. How about we do this, Shorty? I need you to do me a favor. What's that? Your girl want like 7 things from the grocery store, and I got you. But I need you to go past the first supermarket, go to the second one. Me and your girl gonna wait right here for you. We got you. Go ahead. We gonna start dinner for you. All right. When you come back, it's gonna be done. And when you come back, I'm out of here, bro. Your girl gonna be in there sleeping. You know what I'm saying? But I got you.
I feel like dudes need protection on both sides. That's just
yeah, and yeah, hell yeah, because that shit could go either way, bro. Because everybody always want to see one side of it, or everybody wants to see the outside of it until it touches home, until it happens to you or someone close to you, and you're like, hold up, yeah, you need to see that before it happens, bro.
Let's deal with this first one: advancing racial equity and support for underserved communities. Through the federal government. So to some people, they'd be like, oh, they're taking stuff away from, you know, underserved communities. From what we just uncovered to y'all family, they have already been, the government has been stealing money and funneling money. This money hasn't been going to underserved communities. That's why they stay
embezzling money. I'll give you a nice legal word, embezzling money.
Yeah. And this is the reason why he had to take it away, because it wasn't going to where it's supposed to go. If you see the plays that are being made, you understand the moves and why he did what he did. He had to rescind the advancement of racial equity and support for underserved communities through the federal government. Notice, through the federal government. That's the key, through the federal government. It doesn't mean they can't be served through private organizations the way they should be served, or through charitable organizations, how they serve too as well. But through the government is not necessary, because the government is not doing right by them. So we have to do something to fix that. Because if you leave it in the government's hands, they're gonna do you filthy, as they have done, and they've now proven that and showed you that the money is going somewhere where it shouldn't be going. So with that being said, now you can understand why he did that. It's not about race. It's about the bag. What? Most people are not playing that game. They're playing the race card.
But not only the bag. Yeah. It's not only the bag, though. It's about who's mishandling the bag. Why you're mishandling the bag. What's the reason? Yes. How high does this go? How long has this been going? What's the purpose of this? Who else is down with your scheme? How far down and or up this goes? You get what I'm saying? Who else is indirectly involved? Who's directly involved? It's a whole lot of shit to this. But how do you stop that? You got to cut off the source and watch who beats their heads out. Once you're going to start seeing, what the hell is going on? Shit ain't normal. Oh, shit, there you go. Go get them. Go get them. That's going to happen. Go get them.
You got to cut the head off. And that's what it looks like that he's doing. He pretty much cut off the heads of everybody. He cut the grass first. When he came in, his first presidency, when he came in, that they was impeaching him for, he was cutting the grass. So all the snakes started showing. Let's impeach him. Let's get him out of there. Boom, boom, boom. When you cut the grass, the snake's going to show. So he cut it low the first time. Now, going in, he already know who the snakes are. He don't got to play with it no more. He going to come right in there first day out. Don't worry, I already know what to do. I've been here before.
The only thing he looking for is the snakes that were babies back then that grew up now.
That grew up.
The only ones he looking.
Stop playing. Right? Because they got to stick around and play around, you know, while Biden was in there. They was having a way. You know what I'm saying? So now he coming in, yo, It's a wrap for all y'all. Y'all already know. Government employees, all y'all thinking you skate in, Department of Ed, all y'all. It's up for all y'all because all of y'all did it. It was a collective effort.
So yeah, the other day, yesterday, when I was talking about the Trump thing, my boy Wes was screen sharing this chick that she did. She was the one that gathered the people that donated the money for Kamala and all them for that whole presidential. And she's saying that the people, they want to know where that money went to. That money didn't go, that 2.5 whatever billion, that shit didn't go. So now imagine if she would have won.
Right.
Imagine where we would have been at in the financials, because she would have been having to do whatever to make up for that 2.5 mil.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It would have been made. Sure. You know, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket compared to the 40 million that Gates and them was given, right? So if you're wondering where the pandemics are coming from and these weird diseases that just pop up out of nowhere, and if you're wondering how they can plan a pandemic and say, yeah, another one's going to be rolling out real soon, it's because they literally are funding them at the same time. Like, how are you not seeing this? They're showing you the plays. Bill Gates gave her 40 million. He gave her 40 M's. You don't think that favor needs to be now made good on, even though she lost? That's 40 M's that's gone. Shorty, I need my bread. So what's the play? Regardless of what happens, you're going to let me do this through my labs. We already got it established. We already did what we had to do with COVID. We know how to do this. Did y'all not notice that there's a new disease they just announced that just started killing people in the United States? Did you miss it? Did you miss it? I bet you they're going to have a miraculous vaccine for it within the next couple of months for a disease that was unknown. You understand? None of this stuff is by chance. You can't, within a million years, pinpoint when a disease is going to roll around. You just can't do that unless you're the one that's doing it. You understand? So,
because look at that president that he was supposed to get 177 million. He said he only got 75 million of it. There's 102 million US dollars missing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where's all this money going? Where did it go?
Thunder said all of the celebs that took the money from Kamala Harris has been silent to this day, and that's a whole fact. Silent. Now watch this.
What Golden Key said? They're hoping we forgot about it.
Now watch this, family. Trump could use Doge to, it's 50-50. He could use Doge to investigate Kamala and her campaign if he wanted to, right? But realistically, I don't think that would work well in his favor. I don't think that he would do that. That's a waste of time and energy and resources because she's not in the seat. Also, there's that could ruffle a lot more feathers than you wouldn't believe. And the reason being is there's still a chance that she could become president. Yeah. He's got 4 more years and he's gone. So whatever happens after that, you don't know what's going to happen. So if he was to tear that situation down, ain't no telling where America could be. It might not work well in our favor. We don't know, So, but I just don't see him allocating those funds when he's doing all the rest of this stuff, showing like money is being spent frivolously. I don't see him taking that and using it to try and investigate Kamala. What does it do but prove a point that we already know that she was using the money for some dumb shit? We already know it. We watched her do it like live. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't hidden. We watched her do it. Some people fell for it. So now what? All right. So I'm gonna go over one more policy, and then I gotta go. One more. We're going through the majority of them. We haven't found many that we disagree with, except for that Guantanamo Bay stuff. That really had my stomach turning.
Yeah, that's the only one, really, the Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. The Gulf of
Everything
America.
Everything else we're more or less on too.
Exactly.
Go ahead, what you say?
Paper straws. A lot of the stuff wasn't that crazy.
And the straw shit, we didn't really. The straw shit, nobody really talking about that straw part. Everybody's glancing right over it. Look.
Okay, let's go over this one. Establishment of National Cyber Security Task Force. Creates a task force to enhance national security, cybersecurity measures, and protect critical infrastructure. I think that this is extremely important. And I think this is top priority because of us going into this AI era, this information era, this cyber era. You know, we've been in it for a while. We've seen people's identities get stolen. And the individuals that control the country right now, and I'm not going to say their names, they love stealing people's identities. I'm just going to keep it a bean. The people that are running the country right now, if you do enough research and you figure out what they all have in common, these people love stealing identities. That's really all they do. Their entire life is wrapped around a stolen identity. Okay? And to have cybersecurity, because pretty much everything, all your records, everything about who you are is going to be held in cyberspace. You're not going to be walking around with paperwork no more. Huh? Most of us have already stopped walking around with paperwork. Your license is going to be digital. Your passport is going to be digital. Social Security. Your identification to get on a plane. They might scan your eyes or your finger or your hand. You're not going to be walking around with paperwork no more. So cybersecurity, a task force is going to be necessary because you're going to have all these little white boys who's been studying coding for the last 20 years while you guys was wanting to be rappers and play basketball. These guys are going to know how to go in and steal your entire existence. So let's be clear. That's where we are. How you feel about that, Fifth?
So check it, man. So now imagine, like Thunder F says, faces and voices copy for fraud advertisement. These are all things that can happen now. Because I actually did a live on the same type of topic you're talking about now. I did lives on all this shit, bro. So check it. I did a live talking about how they're going to end up rolling out something that's called like a social score. It's going to be like a credit score, but it's going to be like your...
Oh, yeah.
Like a social. So now... Yeah. To give you a reference point, picture like the Apple glasses, right? Something like that, but it's gonna be in your eyelids, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be part of your vision, and you're gonna, you know how you go through people's IG, you're gonna do all that in your eyes, per person where they've been at. If you see an eviction is gonna show up. Yeah. If they got fired from their job, all that social score, bro. Yeah. Everything that's doing with being social. Then they're gonna come all that
with Apple Pro. You can, as soon as you look at somebody, it'll show their Facebook page, who they are, boom, 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 facial recognition. So now,
so it's already happening.
Yeah, it's already here. So now we also have, right, AI. This is why you gotta have a task force. Because literally, I can create an entire video, voice and everything, and it's not even the real person. There's like the last 25% of my videos that I've dropped on Instagram ain't me. The people think that is me, though. I clone myself. And I typed out the words. I cloned my voice. So when y'all see me dropping knowledge on Instagram, some of that ain't me, y'all. Y'all think it's me, but go back and look at it right now on my gram.
Hold up. That video that you got on your gram right now, that is me. That was me earlier today. I want to clear that part of that was me.
But I'm telling you firsthand, I was the first person to utilize AI in hip hop. So I'm trying to tell y'all right now, it's so easy to do that they can literally steal your identity. They can put you somewhere that you wasn't by cloning you and have you talking in the video in the whole 9 yards. So yes,
so now imagine. So now imagine somebody calling your kid's school.
Yes,
acting like they're you,
acting like they're a parent. I'll be there in 20 minutes to pick them up. Huh?
Yeah, you can use this shit different ways.
I'm sending somebody to come pick them up. I won't be able to make it today. I'm going to send somebody to pick them up. Just like that, your voice is being mimicked. Your son gets on the phone. He thinks that it's you.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to do. Y'all think it's, listen. We're gonna need a task force. We're gonna need a task force. I think what Trump is doing is an amazing job, and I think he was smart enough to do that right on the first day and come out because he knows they're gonna try to fight against it, and you're gonna need it to sit for a while for things to progress in a decent amount of time.
Ahead of the curve.
He's ahead of the curve.
He's ahead of the curve.
And right now, I'm loving it. There are certain things, like I said, the Guantanamo Bay, the jail thing, the prison thing. That's the only thing that made me a little bit queasy. But I think that's an executive order that a president has to do, and there's other underlying variables that we don't know about as a people as to why he has to do it that way. You know, when you're dealing with terrorists and trying to get things out of them, you know, the force feeding thing. I think Mos Def did a really good job at showing what it's like to experience force feeding. You know, that experiment to me is what makes my stomach cringe, and the only reason why my stomach cringe is because of what I saw, the demonstration that I saw Mos Def do. But other than that, I think we're rolling out a pretty good, you know, campaign, well, pretty good presidency thus far, and you know, we'll see what it is. But that's my personal opinion. If you have anything, family, that you saw and you would like to comment, or anything that we didn't cover, because we went through the majority of it, with the exception of maybe about 10 policies. If there's anything that we didn't cover that you felt we should cover, hit us up, and we have no problem with going over it. Like I told you on Friday, we're going to have some people on here as well. We're going to be talking about yoga, Reiki, all the different things to balance your energies out with all the different information you're receiving over the course of the days. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. My Instagram is at Jamaar, Jamaar. The Cash App is Jamaar Milton at JAMAARMILTON. And you can see all, you got your stuff on the screen there? Yeah, 5/5 is up there too. That's his Cash App on the screen. All right. If you enjoyed it and it did something for you, like, share, comment. We appreciate it. And it keeps the channel going. So with that being said, what you got to say, Fifth?
That's the whole entire fact. Like, share, subscribe. You definitely know the schmizzle, B. Go subscribe to the brother Jamaar Milton, man. This brother be dropping bombs. You don't need literally and figuratively. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole fact, bro. We just gonna keep bringing you this great raw content, man, about all types of topics, man. We're gonna be splitting the block all the way, man. Salute to Thunder F.
Thank you, Thunder, for the bread. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it.
That's a whole fact, bro. We appreciate you spinning the block.
I gotta go meet up with the guys. We gotta talk some things out. But I always enjoy linking up with my guy Fifth, and we're doing big things in the future, as y'all can see. There's nowhere but up. Ain't nobody that can stop us. So with that being said, I love y'all. May the divine force in me, get the divine force in you. May you manifest every heart's desire. I'm gonna get on out of here, Fifth. If you want to close them